We're never on time. Because with our kids.
I'll try to share this to my page. Let me know when you go.
It's live right now.
On your Facebook?
Yep, on the Lumber
You
Lounge.
might have to
Garage.
refresh it, maybe.
How's everybody doing tonight?
We are doing good.
Make sure the...
I'm just checking out this Donnie Schatz midget. I didn't know he had a die-cast midget.
Yep.
For real?
Yeah, I don't think they sold very many of them.
Well, he was only in it maybe once or twice, maybe?
Yeah,
That was the house
there you go.
spike car.
Oh, that, what's
One
his
year-
face had? I know,
with
I
the
remember.
sage fruit on the side.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Oh,
All right. Me and Shane are not in the video.
oh, we're not?
Welcome everybody. While we're getting this going, we're here for the Lumber Lounge and Garage Bench Racing live show from the Trifecta Motorsports Shop. We have a couple special guests tonight. Woody's already texted me asking me where I'm at. We're live.
We're
here.
8:02 and he's already
We're
asking
here.
you where you're at.
Brittany K said she's first. Are we froze? Is everybody good? Shane, you're still not in there.
I'm not.
Let's do this.
Am I going to have to hug Jayden?
I don't bite. That's all right.
Good.
We'll make it work however we got to. I don't mind sitting behind somewhere, but
Need the panoramic view.
yeah. So when we were at Tanner's, like we had it pretty far away.
We
Remember?
did.
But oh yeah, we're good there.
Good?
Good?
Sweet.
Perfect.
All right. So as we always do, welcome to the Lumber Lounge and Garage. Cheers to you. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers to Chap, Ed, Trav, and everybody else out there. Let's have a good show. Like I said, we got Wes and Jayden. If you don't know who he is, this is the living like outlaws guy, is what I call him.
Peace.
So yeah, so let's get into it. Cheers first, though.
Jayden can't drink.
Jayden is not old enough to drink.
He's got Kool-Aid. On
We
the
live, we live by the
Kool-Aid.
rules. Sometimes my son drinks.
How old's your son?
4.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm just playing. He doesn't drink that much.
April
he turns
Fool's.
5 next week. A week from today.
Wow.
Wow.
Or a week from yesterday. Sorry, April 7th.
Goes quick.
All right, so thank you to Mr. Bobby, Mr. Janky here for allowing us to come down here this evening and do our show. Shane, as always, thanks for coming. We had to change it Tuesday nights because both of our sons play baseball, actually in the same league at the same time every Monday. So we had to move to Tuesday. So we appreciate you guys working with us and being here on a Tuesday night instead of a Monday night. Works out better for us because our wives won't hate us as much. Right?
That's right.
So, Jayden Clay, welcome, buddy.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, your hands moving a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
don't
to do with my hands.
freaking. No, I use my hands a lot.
Do you?
All right.
Do you?
Oh.
No, I don't fight.
You can fight?
I'm a lover, not a fighter, man.
There you go, ladies. Hit the DM.
That's right. You want to throw out your socials real quick for all the girls? No?
Oh, that's all right. I will. I'll get it for you. I got you, bro.
All right.
Wes, thank you for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks
On
for
the
having me.
Last call, right?
Yeah, no, that's
last
cool.
minute
I
or
mean,
whatever.
they're all hanging out at the track.
That's
I
what, I
mean,
know. That's what I was saying.
yeah. My second year we stayed at Shane's track, and it's over at Port City Raceway, and yeah, it's cool to have a place to stay. It's peaceful back there. That's one thing I quiet.
Uh,
do like.
It's quiet.
I've stayed over at the Hard Rock Casino already, and that's not so much fun sometimes. And I don't even think we can stay there anymore with our rigs, but
Yeah.
we stayed in a lot of different places. But it's cool to be here. He puts us up, so that's really badass. So we appreciate Shane a lot. Shane's he's class
It's
act.
really Jen putting you.
It's she's a class
It's
act.
really
Yeah.
Jen.
Yeah.
It's really Jen. Well,
No, it's
again, we
actually
appreciate
Lane
it.
because Lane is a big time Bill Baylog fan. Like
Yes,
big
that's
time.
right.
So my father-in-law Dave helps Bill every once in a while, and so he's turned him into a Bill fan, and so it was like, is Bill coming to the track this year? Because he was there last year. I said, I don't know. I'll find out. So I shot Bill a message, and And what was funny is you just happened to text me,
Yeah.
like maybe an hour or so before our conversation started with Bill. So good timing. But you guys are always welcome.
Yeah. When I seen that, because I follow your page.
Appreciate
and
it.
I seen you guys were out there, and I text Shane. I was like, man, we need to get him on there.
Yeah, I like doing these things. They're fun, man.
There.
This is where you can vent. You can
Oh, yeah.
share things that are important. You might help somebody learn something. I mean,
100%.
there's a lot of things you can do with these things. So
And that's what's kind of cool because like I'm 24 years into working on race cars, and obviously Shane is a legend in sprint car racing, and so like it just makes the show fun, right? Like, and I get a lot of people that come up to us and they're like, "Oh man, like we like it because it's like it feels like super real because I mean we got Shane on, right? Like it's just not because of me."
Whatever.
We gained,
It's definitely
we
not because
gained
of me.
2,000 followers after he showed up because I know he made the show look better. I know he did.
yeah, cool. That's good. I like it.
He looks
Oh,
way
he's a
better.
likable guy. He always was.
Yeah.
You know. I was telling the guys with me a little story about Shane in Placerville, California. Remember the circus dogs?
Oh,
Remember the
gosh.
circus?
Oh, man.
That was a fun story. Maybe hit that up later.
We
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
We'll get back to
That
this.
was a big night.
Fun night.
I ended up crashing really bad the next night, so
Was it? Oh, it wasn't Lawrenceburg.
no.
How
Placerville.
come that always gets brought up?
Why?
Because of me.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
before we get into all the particulars about Mr. Jayden and Wes, we had a little bit of sprint car racing going on this last weekend.
Did.
I was happy to see Friday night. Yeah, we had the windstorm in Wichita, but I was super happy to see Friday night.
Friday night race was good.
Lawton. I
Lawton's
was so
always
happy
good.
to see Lawton.
Always a
back
great
open
race.
After they had the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows what Martin did there?
Love
Yeah.
that.
He'll be on here in a little bit. He'll start talking trash.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was happy to see. I love Lawton. Some people hate it. I love Lawton. What a phenomenal race.
I've never seen a bad race, sir. I've never seen a bad race.
It was a good race.
It was a good race.
To me, that's a great size of track.
Did David Gravel win? I just go with David Gravel because he wins all the
David
time.
Gravel did not win.
No.
Not win.
He wasn't even on the podium.
No, he didn't. Yeah.
Matter of
I,
fact,
that's how much I paid.
matter of fact, Axum freaking drove around the outside of
the
David
last lap, yeah.
Gravel.
It was-
Oh, that's
it
right.
was-
I didn't
He
remember
was
that.
going
It was Buddy Kofoid.
really well.
Oh, we should know Kofoid.
But I can say you can probably put on one hand how many times David Gravel has not been on the podium.
Yeah, that's true.
How many features has he won out of all the outlaw features? I heard it's like 7 out of 10.
Half or more than half.
6 or 7.
Yeah, we're 12 in.
Well, he was
Yeah, he
probably
might
going
be.
to win Wichita.
He might be batting 50%.
Yeah, he was going to win Wichita. I think. He was.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hey, but the North Pole Nightmares got one. That's cool.
He
That's
does.
badass.
I was
Bill,
so happy when
that
he
is
won.
badass.
Dude, so listen, so I had a conversation with Bill in Florida. I'm like, dude, if you guys can start the year how you ended it, because he was coming on strong at the end of the year, and I don't remember, kind of, you guys had a little up and down at Volusia, which is normal.
Bad luck.
I always tell people, like, whatever happens at Volusia, you just wad your paper up and throw it in the trash.
Yeah, you just forget about it.
Yeah.
Because it just is such a unique track,
Yeah.
unique surface. You're hauling ass. Your setups don't pertain to any other half miles in the country. It's
Especially
just a weird place.
You run big tracks?
I ran Atomic. That was the only really
Atomic
big
and
track.
a
race.
midget?
Yeah.
Oh,
Tommy, that'd be crazy.
that would probably feel like Eldora.
Yeah. That'd be nuts.
But anyway, so since then, you guys had a couple licks, couple hard crashes. One at Volusia.
The Volusia one was scary.
Yeah,
That was real scary.
yeah. I actually happened to be there that night. But since then, man, they've been solid.
I feel like
Solid.
Bill and Logan Schuhart had a horrible year start of the year last year, and they both had a great start this year. So, and you know how that is.
Yeah, I do.
That's so important. The momentum going in is so important to a team and to a driver. Now,
Yeah.
you can walk around with your chest pumped out when you have a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had people ask me, they're like, man, how's gravel so fast? And it's like, I don't know if, because they're like, well, everybody's just so slow. I'm like, everybody's not slow. Gravel's just that much faster right
Here's the thing.
now, you know?
I go back to this all the time. I said, you guys need to go look at videos of Donnie Schatz in 2001, right? And 2003, go look at videos of Donnie Schatz. And then go look at videos of Donnie Schatz in 2015. it took him 10 years really
Yeah,
to
that's
become
right. Yeah,
a
he
true
was-
contender.
he was
David
not the
Gravel
car
has
you
been
wanted.
out on the Outlaws for at least 10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Shots was not the car you wanted on the 2001 World of Outlaws sprint car game.
I mean, he was just an average guy, right? He was just a field filler.
Did he go
He
back
was.
to that now?
Yeah.
Shots. Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, David Gravel's been out on the road a long time. Every
Yeah,
track,
yeah.
every track
But-
that you guys
but
go
like,
to,
even when
he's
he
been
came out on the
to.
road in the '89 car, right? Like, or whenever the Outlaws would come.
Yeah,
up,
his
so
stats
V8,
car.
Like he was good. Like he was always fast, always competitive. You know what I mean? So, and him and Cody Jacobs just work well together. You know?
Yeah, there's got to be a good dynamic there for sure.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
he's
you know,
good
Good
like,
equipment, good dynamics.
Well,
I mean, it's like
Shots and Warner, right? Like they won all the championships together. I mean, Silva and Larson. I mean, Silva and anybody.
No, yeah.
You. And then you had obviously Carl and Mark and Carl and Steve and Gherkin and Steve, and you had these. I kind of always relate it to Jimmy Johnson and his crew chief he had for years. What's his name?
Jack
Jack
Knaus.
Knaus, right? Like so, they had the same team for how long, and
Yeah.
they won 6 championships, right? So. Like that goes to show you that it takes time as a team,
Yeah.
right? And so
I think
that's where Gravel and Cody are kind of coming into their own.
I look at Gravel a little different, man. Like, listen, like, so I've driven some cars that he's driven. The 5 car. He won over 20 races the year before I got into it.
in that 5 car.
20.
Dude, the fastest I've ever seen a sprint car go was when he was in that car at Knoxville that year. He broke the crank
Yeah.
when he was going 4 miles.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Like,
sucked
I'd
in
never
that
seen a
car.
sprint
I was absolutely terrible in that car. So, I'm just saying, Gravel's got a lot of talent. A lot of talent. He's always had a lot of talent. But
But
Yeah,
I
let's not
agree
not
with you.
leave that out. Yes, he does definitely has
Yeah,
talent.
and you
but-
don't get in the list of winning 100 outlaw races without being good, right? I mean, there's only a few that's made that. So
Yeah, that's a fact as well.
yeah, and who knows where he's going to end up by the time he's done.
Correct.
So
He
Man,
could-
have you been to their new shop? That Houston-
I haven't been through it. Obviously, I see it when I'm there,
I've
but
only seen videos.
yeah, I haven't
looks
been in it.
nice.
I probably will go up there this year and check it out now that's completely done. I don't think it was completely finished last year, but yeah, it looks pretty nice.
Todd doesn't do anything.
Half-assed.
No, Todd's
Yeah,
all
he's-
about right.
He's all professional.
And then not Wednesday, on Saturday we went to Wichita, Kansas. I heard there was a little trouble with the tech trailer on the way there.
There was a little bit of one, yeah. Yeah.
This is what I was told. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Something hit the brake booster or whatever, and all like.
Oh, it locked the brakes
Oh
up?
man! And they said
Yeah.
all 6 tires, right?
3 of the 6.
3 of the 6.
Blew him out?
Instantly.
I've heard
Crazy,
of that.
Oklahoma.
I've
crazy
heard
stuff.
that happening.
Yeah.
Right,
In a bad section too, because when I passed him, I'm like, well, I can't pull over here. I don't know how the heck he's going to get help there, you know. But he was in a bad section.
Who was it? Wayne Johnson that pulled his rig where it was kind of? Somebody said they pulled their rig where they kind of blocked you a little bit or
our
something.
safety guy luckily was behind me.
Oh, okay,
so
cool.
he blocked the lane.
Yeah.
And real
You weren't going to pull no rig behind him. He was in a tight spot.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
man, that's terrible.
It was at midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I got the lot at 8:30.
Jeez.
Yeah. So he would have been there another 4 hours after I passed him. So that's a long,
So this
long
was
time
on the
to
way
sit there.
Lobby?
Yeah.
Or, no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got the Wichita.
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 Okay. Yeah. So it was
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes those overnight drives aren't so fun if you have problems.
No.
Believe me, I've been there. So
Hey, you know
I
what?
spent some time on the road a little bit.
So we back in the day we used to race Charlotte on Friday, and then Jen and I'm going to blame this on Jen because she had the great idea to go across the road to watch Kyle race with the Xfinity guys on Saturday. We had our normal deal was we had to be at Lawrenceburg for Monday because that was always what holiday was that?
Memorial Day show.
Memorial Day. Yeah, correct. Yeah, Memorial Day. So we go watch Kyle race. He blows up, so we get out of there early. And we're cruising down the road, and it's Saturday. And Jen's like, oh my God, the motorhome's on fire. And I'm like, oh shit. So we freaking whip over, my inner dual tire is blown out, right? And it's like blue stuff everywhere. I limped it into this little gas station, abandoned gas station. I get on the phone, track down this guy. He's got a tire. It's not even the right size. I said, listen, at this point, I don't care.
I just
got to get to Indiana.
Yeah.
8.5 hours later, this dude showed up.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, so we've all been there, man.
well, and it's all changed. I mean, after COVID, roadside service is few and far between. So,
Yeah.
Everybody always asks me why did with those overnight races, why do I leave on Friday night and go to the next track? That's why.
Right.
Because if you need 8 hours to fix something, you better leave.
Right.
You better give yourself some time. So
Yeah.
if you leave right away and get it over with and nothing happens, great, you're there. But if something happens, you got a little more time to get it fixed. This
sure.
sucks,
I have a really good story about that. I think I've told her on the show before. We used to do dumb stuff, right? Like we were super young, but we raced in McCool Junction, Nebraska, at like a regional ASCS race on Friday. We had to be in Waco, Texas on Saturday for a national tour race. And I wake up Saturday morning and we're at Freightliner in Oklahoma City. And it's Memorial Weekend or Labor Day weekend. I can't remember which one it was. And they're saying that they won't have the truck fixed until Tuesday. And it's a points race on Saturday. We had to be there. And we found somebody with a truck and trailer that was going to let us use it. So we crammed like 50 pounds worth of shit into a 10-pound bag because, Tony's rig was huge, right? And we get it all loaded up, shut the door. Tony gets a phone call, rained out. Thank God, right? Unload it, put it back in our trailer. And then they said, well, we still can't get it fixed till Tuesday, so we had to go find a hotel room, right? If you know where the Meridian is in Oklahoma City, most people know it because it's the exit for night trips. There was a big parking lot there, and
Never heard of
the
that.
Saddleback, Best Western Saddleback Inn is right there, right? And Tony goes in there, and they had one room left. It was the last room they had in all of Oklahoma City was in this hotel, or at least in this hotel, because that's where we always stayed. And Tony comes and gets us. We go on to the room. He goes, hey, by the way, guys, this is the host hotel for the OGRA. I'm like, what's that? He said, well, he told me the rodeo's in town. It was the Oklahoma Gay Rodeo Association.
Oh, boy. Did you get the heart-shaped tub?
Let me tell you, we left the door wide open. We called every female we could come to our room. Like, we left it wide open. And the next morning, I looked out the window, and there was a cowboy in his pink boxers and a cowboy hat on. Just walking around. I'm like, oh, get us out of here.
Yeah.
Get us out of here. But because it was Memorial Weekend, we couldn't get the part until Tuesday.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that sucked.
It is tough.
If you travel up and down the road, you're going to have some crazy stuff happen to you. That's just part of it.
I've seen fires.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen it all, too, and been through it all
Yeah.
a couple times.
So then, outside of the World of Outlaws, we did have 2 high limit races in Casa Grande
Yeah.
at Central Arizona.
Central,
Speedway?
yeah,
Yep.
Central Arizona. Yeah.
I was most impressed with Casey Kane. to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
he's
He had a great
gaining
weekend.
speed.
Mhm.
He's gaining
Yep.
speed. He looks good.
But yeah, that was some good racing out there too.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
the best part about it is there was no wrecks, nobody got hurt, so that's always good.
Yeah,
It's always good. So, high limit already got canceled for tonight.
yeah.
Not looking good for them this weekend.
It's not looking good
Not
for
looking good
anybody.
anyone. Yeah.
I think they're just calling for like 6 inches of rain or 7 inches.
But
of
we
rain
do
right now.
have the
It's
Jason
definitely
Johnson
increased.
Classic this weekend
Yeah.
at Speedway on Friday and Saturday, which is an awesome race, an awesome event. Bobby does such a good job with it, and the World of Outlaws do such a great job with it. I'm
Yeah.
glad that it's at Arrowhead. That place is top notch.
That's a sweet
Oh
facility.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I got to race there earlier this year for the first time. It was an OCRS race with Garth Kasner, and man, that was nice.
Yeah.
It's super nice. Yeah, they've done a good job.
Yep.
But we've only been there once, so this would have been our second visit. And, a 2-day show obviously is going to be cool. And, obviously Bobby, you hate to see if it doesn't happen for her.
Yeah.
Because she puts a lot of heart and soul into it. The whole family does. So
Yeah,
it's always a good it's always a good race when they have that Jason Johnson Classic. I love it.
Yep.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely one of the highlights of your guys' season for sure.
And I want to talk about your race this last weekend at your track. My dog, Cash Lacombe.
Dude, First A class.
Dude, so Laramie, hi Laramie, he's on right now.
Cash has got our cushion figured out,
Bro.
Like he's just
So,
not scared of it,
Laramie,
and it's tricky.
I heard that Cash was running his first A class race. So
I didn't even know. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
so Cash made a post that I'm pulling the restrictors out and doing A class. So Cash Lacombe runs restrictor. He runs the Now 600 National Series. I mean, the kid is phenomenal, and but he's always ran restrictor. He's never ran A class. He's never ran non-wing. He's never ran anything. And he said, "I'm gonna pull him out." And I texted his dad and I said, "Let's go." And he goes, "I don't know how to think about this." And I said, "He's probably gonna win."
Yeah.
And then I turned on my phone and he's leading the race on your because you had some technical difficulties, so
Yeah.
it was on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh shit, he is fixing to win this deal." And like I look at it, it's like Cash, Frank, Harley, like Mitchell Moles.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, here we go, and he wins the race. So,
So,
shout out to Cash, man. That was awesome.
He did a great job the whole race. Actually, Frank and Mitchell Moles got by him, and the yellow came out.
Okay.
And so he got a spot back, and then dude, he's checked out. Frank and Mitchell were trying to kill each other, but he ran the cushion the whole time. And our cushion was
That's all
not
we
very
did,
friendly.
Mr.
It was not friendly at all on, which it has been all year. But it was super technical, and he did a great job. Did a great job.
God, I would love to see a race at that track.
So,
Just skate the
this
track.
weekend-
love
Yeah.
to see a race.
This weekend is a spring fling.
Possibly.
Which is always a huge event for you at Port City.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you need to go see a race there. It's,
Yeah, I
it's
mean-
pretty cool. Just,
I know
even
it's hard with your
kinda-
schedule.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
That's why I don't race anymore, right? Like, why don't you race? I'm like, I don't have time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Knoxville. If you go to a weekly show at Knoxville, you're still going to see a good race.
Sure.
You don't have to go see an outlaw race or whatever.
You just
you know,
hear so much good stuff about his track, you know.
Well, it's not far.
Yeah, exactly. But I've, not to change the subject, but I got a youth program that I have in my little Living Like Outlaws family there, and some of those kids have run there, so I hear a lot of good things about it. Yeah, so
It's unique. It's unique. I will give it that. Like it's a tough place to win at for sure.
It is very tough.
Yeah.
you know.
He's
Yes.
raced there. Jaden's raced there a lot.
I have.
Kind of grew up there.
I
29,
do.
44.
Got some wins there?
And
I have a few in restricted. That's it.
yeah.
Hey, a win's a win, bro.
Tough to win, though.
It is very much so. I've put myself in positions to win there. I just ate the cushion
There you go.
a handful of times,
It happens, man.
for sure.
But if
Cushion
you don't
eats
put
up a
yourself
few
in a
people.
position, you can never win.
100%.
So let's get into that. Let's get into Mr. Jayden Clay. So Jayden Clay here, micro VLOX, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So VLOX Racing out of Oklahoma City, and now has ventured into the midget world. Last year drove for the Mounts Stout stable,
I did.
and this year you you ran the Turnpike Challenge with the Trifecta stable here, which is a mighty good stable. We have to say stable.
Yeah, there's not just
Before
one.
we get to that, Staten's horses actually raced today in Claremore.
Yeah, P3, man.
Got it,
Not
got it
a
for
great
you.
run.
No?
No, we were a little disappointed.
So a little background. So Staten Fleury, who is one of the owners of the team, he actually has racehorses, and
right.
they very rarely lose. So they raced in Arkansas, right? Most of the time.
Hot Springs.
Hot Springs.
Hot Springs.
Yeah.
Is any of the horses named David?
No, but he does have some pretty cool.
Maybe he
names.
needs to rename them.
He has some pretty cool names though. So they came up here for a race today.
Yeah,
I was
Claremore, man.
yeah.
Will Rogers Downs.
Yeah, I was here today working, and he's like, "Hey, I got to run up here, watch the horses real quick." And then he texts me like right after 2 o'clock. Hey, I'm on my way back. Okay, all right. Go pick up the couch for me, because we can't do it without the couch.
No.
Nice cow.
So thank you. Yeah, we brought this in for the Chili Bowl. It's our casting couch, so we cleaned the stains up as best we could. I'll have to tell you the story after the show about how I got it.
Yeah, please do.
Well, I told it on the show, but I think
He got it from the guy that just rode by with the Suburban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jayden here is looking to. You know what? I'm gonna let you explain yourself. Like, tell us a little about how you got into racing. Go ahead.
I'm going to brag on this guy right here just for a
Okay.
sec before he
Let's do
starts on his little story. So I've watched him grow up at my track, right? He obviously one of the kids that has gotten better and better and better, and that's one of the good things about Port is what for me anyway is watching the kids get better from year to year.
See him grow.
His dad says, you know, I'm pretty good buddies with Tommy. What do you think my next step should be? And he throws out a bunch of things, and he says, I think we're going to venture into the midget world. So it's okay. So he shows up at my track in a midget. First couple times, makes
Not
maybe
even
one
a lap.
lap.
If
right?
that.
One lap.
Yeah, if
You
that.
put her on the roof.
No.
No.
Just couldn't get comfortable. He's big. He's just a big kid, which nothing against him, but that's hard to get into a midget and get comfortable So they come out a couple times. He makes 1 or 2 laps. No, not comfortable. The last time they came, his dad was pretty frustrated, and he's like, "That's it, we're done." And I'm just telling you, since then, the kid has made a total 180.
You got comfortable.
I
So
got
listen,
comfortable. I did.
he didn't come back to my track to practice. I saw him. You raced Jay's car last year at the 3-day race, right?
Yeah.
So he I can't remember the night. You spun out in your heat race or something. You had to run the B. Or no, that's what it was. You spun
yeah.
out in the B,
No, I flipped it in the B at Port.
but you went to the back and came back,
Yeah.
right? Okay, went to the back of the B, made it all the way back up, made the A.
Yep.
I'm like, holy crap! Like that's the same kid that couldn't even make a lap. So, dude, kudos to you, buddy.
Thanks.
So listen, as a driver, I appreciate that because to me that makes me think that you really truly want it.
I do. I really do.
Yeah.
How old are you?
So go
I'm
into your story.
17.
I knew that because he doesn't drink.
I had to tell that story first because I've never seen this because most of the time the family, whether it's the dad, mom, grandma, grandpa, the dude in the race car, we never see them again. Like they're just out.
Yeah.
And
When they're done, they're done.
They're done. They just couldn't get comfortable, can't make a lap, can't get up to speed. And man, the transition was.
I will
unreal.
say, after like the third time of me not making a lap, I was like, there's no way he's going to let me practice it again. I'm done. Like, I practically ruined my chance of ever practicing it. He texted me a couple days later, and he was like, hey, come try to practice it again. And I did, and we made a few more laps, and then I was like, okay, I can do this. And so
Yeah.
I set my mind to it, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
So what? I always ask people that like how they got started in it because sometimes it's like with Shane, his dad raced, right? And like so, how did you get involved in the racing?
I've always had family friends that have raced sprint cars and stuff, and I went and raced like an asphalt go-kart for like my birthday, and I told my dad, I want to do something like this. And he goes, I don't even know where to start. And so he started asking around, and our family friend said, go buy a micro. And that's what we did, and then now I'm here.
Yeah.
Are you from here, Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm
So,
from like Oklahoma
I mean,
City
micros
area.
are big here, huh?
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
There's 5 chassis builders in Tulsa.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
everybody
it's
still orders a hyper.
there's a
Well, it's whatever Frank drove at that time.
Yeah.
there's a lot of micros around this part of the country.
I say that like Frank obviously is he's the level you want to be at.
Right.
But there has been numerous people that have got to his level now, but you have it's just like it with the Outlaws, right? Like you got J&J, Maxim, Triple X, JR ones, all what's the ones that I don't know, the ones out of PA, Mach one, and then there's another one,
X1.
Yes,
yeah.
I
And
just
it's
saw
all
an
tubing.
X1.
Yeah, it's all tubing. You got to make it work, right? So around here you got Factor One, you got Sawyer, you got Driven Midwest, you got Hyper now, you got Intruder, you got all these different chassis manufacturers, and on any night, any of them can win.
Yeah.
Jake Rosario, he makes his Sawyer go pretty damn good around Port City.
Yeah.
So and then you got the whole Driven Midwest camp that, I mean, obviously they make D1s go around there. So it's just kind of it's great because it's almost like you prove yourself at Port, and then it helps you sell cars.
Yeah. I've driven Port a couple times myself, and I haven't made out of a B main yet, just so you know. Jayden. And it's tough.
That was in.
I'm like, man, the track stinks. The shelf's off at turn 4. The lighting's junk. I told Jen, I'm like, man, I should have gotten a micro a long time ago.
Is that when you drove for Joey?
No, I didn't know. Joey was just at shootout.
Yeah.
I drove for Eric's personal car at my,
Oh, that's right.
during
You
the
did
Outlaw
good at
Nationals.
shootout.
I did good at the shootout. I did not do good at port
You know why you did good at shootout?
because I could breathe. At port,
Because you
can't.
had
I
the
didn't
Lumber
breathe.
Lounge and Garage on the
Oh,
nose.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Speaking of that, go to lumberlounge.com, buy you some swag.
It'll help you go faster.
I'll have to check into that.
Actually, it is proven if you wear the Lumber Lounge and Garage, you won't be single anymore. Like you
You
can
go
walk
to
in-
win races. What are we talking about here?
Oh, sorry. It actually helps you win races too. I did this deal where I was drunk on the show one night. I was by myself, and I was like, you know what? If you buy one of my hats and you wear it in Victory Lane and you win, I'll give you $100. That was the wrong fucking.
You shouldn't
Dude.
have ever said it, huh?
Dude, that first weekend I had to shell out $300.
Oh,
Yeah, and then Riker Jones, in his junior sprint run, he won 11 races. Yeah, $30 hat.
you're now a sponsor.
Man, hey, he wore that hat proudly every time, and I got some pictures of all of them. So, but no, it is proven to make you a winner, and proven, like I tell everybody, like if you want to be single, don't wear it. But if you don't want to be single, you want to wear it because like it's kind of like that. What is that cologne you wear? That pheromone cologne? It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. But
Oh, my
anyway,
God.
lumberlounge.com. So tell us more about where you came from, outside of the go kart and you got going. How did you like? Your dad bought you a micro, and then you guys kind of like got big. So
Yeah, we
how
did
that happen?
get big for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I raced. So Josh Howard, his kid raced and his daughter raced at the time, and my dad was friends with him, and he helped me get involved and let us put my car there at a shop for a little bit. And after that, my dad always wants to help other people, just because that's the type of person he is. And so there was another family that wanted to start, and I would say didn't have the full funding to buy a car. And so my dad was like, okay, well, I want to start VLOX. And so he put money in the VLOX account, and that kind of bought that car, and then slowly they paid it back. And then there was another family that was like on their way out, and he was a pretty good driver at the time, and my dad was like, I want to see you race, and I want to help you, and you can slowly pay me back over the time. So it takes the big amount of money that you have to spend and just make smaller increments. And they joined us, and then I would say 2.5 years ago, we went from, I don't know, like a 6-car field just to me.
Yeah.
My dad, there's a lot of problems going on, and so he was like, I just want to focus on me, and then that's where I'm at.
So what is VLOX? Like I know that like you guys sold some parts, but like
Sure.
explain what VLOX is, because obviously a lot of people don't know what it is.
Sure. So a while ago, before I even thought about racing, there was a flooring equipment that was like VLOX, and it means a speedolite. And so that's kind of like what we got VLOX off of. And then, yeah.
I can tell you, so VLOX has done all my bathrooms at Port City.
Oh really?
Dude, I get more compliments on my bathroom flooring. It's just
That's good.
nice. Like, it's easy to clean. It looks good. Yeah, your dad's helped me out a lot at Port City. It made my place a lot nicer, and the people that clean our bathrooms and stuff like that, they appreciate all that. But he's right. Like, it's a high quality. Like, he could come in here and you know, paint the floor in this shop, and like that's kind of what VLOX is.
Oh,
But,
okay.
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So what's your ambitions, man? What do you want to do? I know you've been driving a midget. What's your ambitions? Let everybody know.
My end result and goal is obviously to do this as a living and be able to make a living and not just breaking even or losing money. But
My
my
business.
my goal is to get in a sprint car. Anything more than that, I'm okay with. But right now, I would say my end goal is to make a living driving a sprint car.
Winged or non-winged?
Probably wing.
Good answer. Because that's where the money's at.
Yeah, good answer.
That's
Good
where the
answer.
money's at.
That's awesome.
But you've yet to drive a sprint car.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have one though, right?
I do have one.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
You'll be
I
all right. You'll be
do.
comfortable in one of them. You'll fit.
Oh, I'm
just fine.
Yeah, no, he'll have no trouble getting in a sprint car.
Yeah, I've had a
It's the
sprint.
first time hearing anything out of fucking sprint.
I bought a sprint car like a year and a half ago, and it's sat in my shop as a roller ever since.
Yeah. See?
Where'd you buy said car?
I bought it out of Arizona from a dude that raced up there.
Bob Ream. I promise you, it's probably from Manzanita Ream. The dude
And
sells everything.
He built it all brand new, put a motor in it, went and
sounds
practiced. In about 5 laps, he blew up the motor and said, "This is not for me."
He's in his checkbook
That's,
go off the
that's definitely not.
off the pipes.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm going to have to talk to your dad about that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, you got to drive for the Trifecta car for just a short weekend.
I did.
What was that like? Because I know, first off, I know how janky, a little sketchy. But what was that like? Like, because you were with a team last year, right? Mm-hmm. And now you're with a different team. So, what did that feel like with the transition?
It was definitely different. I think, like motor-wise, I definitely think like, there's a big difference, and it was a whole lot harder for me to get used to this motor than it was the other motor.
Okay.
Besides that, they're both a midget. They're close to the same, so it wasn't like a big step of like differences. Like, obviously, it's a new crew chief. Everything's new to me, so like I don't have the knowledge as I would if I raced for the other team at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So besides that, like I wouldn't say transitioning from one midget to another was a big transition whatsoever.
Did you like Woody?
I do. He's funny.
Somebody does.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a phone call. He's already texted me.
He's going to be chewing you out and cussing you up and down one side down there. He's going to be calling you a, you know what,
Drippy.
capital C.
Can I show it?
Yeah.
We got
So
a new
you-
license,
so-
we
so
got a new
you-
license plate.
So you race with Jay. Well, how many different tracks did you race with him?
Oh, I have no idea. Almost
Several?
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost all of the extreme races.
Yeah, okay. Okay, which is good.
Yeah, we love extreme outlaw midgets.
Yeah, we
We
do.
don't like anything else
It's good to hear.
at all.
It's good to hear.
There's no other midget sanctioning body in the world.
We'll let Tyler Bachman
There's a
know.
lot of extreme trophies in this room, I can
lot.
tell you that.
There is a lot.
Look at
Yeah.
all those. Yeah.
So, like, what's your plans with Trifecta?
My goals with Trifecta is to try to race as many races with them as I possibly can. But with that, I have to find the money to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm struggling on most right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I used to do this deal, and we can do it right now if you want. Okay. So when I first started this show, I was in my garage, and
Everything starts in the garage, if you
everything
haven't
starts in
noticed.
the garage, with a beer and a camera and casting couch. But I used to tell the people for $9.99 a month they could help feed my kids, like the ASPCA commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah McLaughlin will play in the background.
Oh yeah, dude, I had it
You're in
going.
the arms
I had,
of an angel.
Yeah, my daughter came out one time, looked at the camera, and said she was hungry. Like it was perfect. it was so good, right? So if you would like to help Jayden's racing career for $9.99 a month,
Hey,
you could help, you'd be shocked, right? Like how many people would probably help you out? To me, so this is the reason we brought Jayden on here is to let you guys know who Jayden was, because if somebody's out there that wants to help him, because we've got to see him race and we've seen him come up through here and we feel like he has some talent and that he could do it, right? But it's like he's perfect for dirt crowd.
he's a perfect candidate for dirt crowd. I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah, perfect.
He's a
candidate for
dirt crowd candidate.
So
100%.
if you don't know what dirt crowd is what's the name?
It's crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding, right?
Yeah.
So you have these different levels, right? Like you set it up, like you can do $25, $50, $100 a month, and these people will help you out. And dude, it helps so much.
Yeah.
So you're perfect for dirt crowd. So we need to get him with Rusher.
We do.
need to get him on that.
Absolutely,
So,
100%.
but outside of that, you could just run through his stats and the things that he's done.
I wish I would have videoed him. I wish I would have videoed him. I felt so bad for him the first time he got in a midget. I'm like, oh my God, like this poor kid. Like,
I was
could just
embarrassed.
tell.
I didn't want to be there.
No, I
after,
know,
like,
but like
the
I could
first
tell he
corner.
wanted to do it. He just couldn't get comfortable.
Yeah.
and then to see the transition, I'm like, dude, unreal.
What are some of the things that are out of the ordinary to help get you comfortable that you feel like other people might need to know?
That's a good question. Because there's a lot of guys that want to race midgets that you, and listen, I keep saying your size because, and I'm not, that's,
Shane Cottle's, come on,
dude,
bro.
yeah, I'm not
Sure.
saying that in a bad
already
demeanor
been him,
at
but
all.
you
I'm
know,
just saying,
They're small cars.
Yeah,
they're
it's very
just a
small
tiny
cars.
freaking car. Like, they are not big at all. I don't know how Shane Cottle gets in a midget.
I don't either.
I have no
I
idea.
do not either.
I was cramped up in a midget. I'm like, what in the
But that's probably why he runs the bottom so good.
Who?
Shane Cottle.
I thought you were going to say me.
No.
But yeah, that's a great question. So,
Really, just like is what I found out is like my hill riser, especially on like my gas foot, means everything because for as tall as I am and as big as I am, I cramp super bad. So like if it's too low and I have to make my force my foot up,
so higher hill
Yeah.
rides. Okay.
Shins point.
Yep.
Yep.
And for the people that don't know, that's never driven a midget, they are a wicked idling machine.
Yes.
Right? Like, yeah, all the time.
And if
right?
you give it any little gas, it's gonna go.
Yeah, it goes.
So if
That's
you
right.
start it
That's right.
half throttle, it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And I learned the hard way, but
Yeah. No, that's great advice. That's a great question, Bob.
Surprised Martin Edwards ain't on here.
Listen, there's a lot of guys that want to get into a midget. They probably think, man, I can't make it work because of my size or my height or,
you definitely can. It just takes time.
yeah.
Once your body gets comfortable, it's not too bad at all.
And that's all in your mind, right? Like once you got your mind set, like, okay, I came out the fourth time at practice, I made a couple laps, I can do it. And then, like, look at you. That's great. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Maybe you'll get a chance to. I ran a speed car. No, you know what I mean when I say speed car?
I don't.
Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they call them over there.
There, yeah.
So that's the only time I ever got to be in one over there. I did fairly well in it, but it is definitely from going, running sprint cars and then jumping in one of those and not knowing anything about it. Man, whew, I thought I was going to flip every time I went in the turns.
Yeah.
I thought I was just going to barrel roll right out through the fence. But once I got comfortable, it was a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Coming from like a micro to a midget, I can definitely feel the right rear way more. Like that was something I had to get used to.
Yeah.
And the midget.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Josh
right.
Hammond says he has video
Yeah.
of Jayden.
And you're laying down in a micro, right? Like you lay down in a
Yeah.
micro. You don't lay down in a midget or a sprint car. It's way different.
Have you ever run a Formula 500? Another one for you.
I've not.
That's a 600 micro in Australia.
Oh, really?
I ran
have.
one of those.
So you have.
I have.
You just, yeah.
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 So the Formula 500 would be our outlaw class. Would
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
I'd assume.
I put
Dude,
one
they
out.
race those at Kwinana
Yeah.
at, where the sprint cars just were.
Bro.
Dude,
Bro.
they rip around there.
So, back in, I don't know, early 2000s, we went out for the National Open, and we went to Susquehanna is what I still call it. It's Baps, but it's Susquehanna, right? And they used to have a weekly show on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
There's 16 cars there, right? It was Greg Hodnett, Big Freddie Raymer, right? Like all the heavy hitters, and we finished 16th. We should have. That's where we finished, right? But they were racing micros at fucking Susquehanna.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
they used to put them on the big truck.
Now there's a brand new track there.
Yeah,
Now
they
they
just
have
built
a
one.
track.
Really?
Now they
Yeah,
have a track.
they just built a
Really?
micro track. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
McGrew Bid or
nice.
something it's called. Yeah.
Don't they run them at the Grove too?
I don't know if they do anymore.
No.
They might have in the
They
past.
used to
but,
run a
yeah.
PA Speed Week,
Yeah.
and they would.
Yeah,
take
there's
all those
there's
big tracks.
actually
Ask Cody, 'cause Cody
there's
was doing
Lenko.
There's a good amount of micro tracks.
Yeah,
in
and they're
Pennsylvania.
all really nice and packed, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd love to have their crowds.
Linda Speedway.
Yeah,
Historical.
that's right.
Historical place there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But
ran
Babs,
four- I ran
they built a
four-cylinder stock
micro
cars
track
there.
out back.
I hate that our speed week is right over the top of 410 Nationals. Like,
I know. There shouldn't be anything on top of
Not a
the
great
Knoxville.
scheduling.
I agree with that.
Extreme, but
Yeah.
Speaking of on top, what are you talking about that? There's a good chance that we could be on top of the suites for the Nationals if we wanted to be.
At where?
The new ones?
Knoxville, yeah.
Oh,
To do the show. We just got to figure out how to keep the couch up there all week.
Oh, I'm sure they can make that happen.
Maybe we
Good
can
old-
sit up there and watch it.
Good old Bob Baker.
I
Good
love
guy.
Bob Baker.
Great
Yeah.
guy.
Laramie
Him,
might be able
him,
to
and
crane
Bill
it up
Nye.
there for us.
Huh?
Laramie might be able to crane it up there for us.
Absolutely. If you need a crane, hit up Laramie Crane.
I mean, if
You
they
always
can get a
got
quad
plenty.
up top at Lucas Oil, they can get a couch up top at Knoxville.
Bro, I was there that weekend. Was that Nienheiser? No. It was Nienheiser's quad, I
Could
think.
have been slide job off.
But, well, yeah, I know it was Slide Job Bob that did it. But he was
Sell 'em out like that.
he was with Carson Short, and they made Carson Short leave because they put it on a track.
As a promoter, I'm just like la 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 la.
What goes
No
on?
15-year-olds
But that was-
on motorized vehicles.
Oh yeah, but that was when the Hockett was still an ASCS show, and so that was.
Why don't the Outlaws go there?
It's because they don't.
Lucas Oil?
They don't.
Is it Lucas Oil?
Yeah,
That's a question for maybe another day. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's something
yeah.
we
Well,
can't
little
answer.
bit of politics.
We
Yeah.
can speculate all we want,
What a
right?
fucking barn burner that would be.
Yeah.
If I had to tell you, I'd have to kill you all.
No, well, there's hey.
One of them things.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of tracks across the country that are like, and listen, it doesn't pertain with anything with the split. It goes way back to
Sure.
when
Yeah.
it's
There's a
just-
lot behind that whole
Ted
deal.
didn't get along with this guy,
Yeah.
and back in the day, like, dude, there was like literally hundreds of promoters like lining up to have an outlaw race because they just made so much money. And if Ted didn't like you, dude, you're nah.
We're not coming there.
And so Carlton was obviously there from the get go, and like some of that is just repetitiveness, but
Who's Batman?
they I don't know.
Somebody just said, "What's up, Batman?"
I do not know who Batman is.
I don't know.
Like a defensive player.
Maybe they're making fun of my raccoon eyes.
Oh, maybe. Tommy said, Ardor Solutions did your floors.
Well, it was through VLOX. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Tommy set it all up.
VLOX sells parts and rents micros.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yes,
That's right. That's right.
Ardor is my
That's
dad's
right.
business. Yeah.
That is correct.
Because you do have a micro program that
I do.
that you can rent out.
Yes, I do.
Yep. So, if you have a kid that needs to race a micro, get with Jayden. He can get your kid in a micro.
I can.
What was that? That one guy? He moved out here from California. Faber took Elk City track. Was it Faber? You know what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure.
You know
What
him from
track?
California. Elk City in Oklahoma.
I don't know.
Anyway, he used to make this post. It was the last 2 years. He'd make a post. He had this rental cars, short cars,
Yeah.
and he said, "Bring a bag of money." That was his post.
Bring it back.
Bring a bag of money. Bring a bag of money. We got everything you need. Bring a bag of money.
That's about
So
what
bring
it
a bag of
takes.
money.
That's about what it takes.
So, well, Jayden, best of luck to you. Hopefully that you can keep driving for these old clowns.
I hope.
Guys. I love Janky.
I hope.
He bought my lunch today. He bought me a wet burrito today.
Thanks for the invite.
You fucking stood us up on lunch last
You
week.
did.
I was
Hey,
like,
listen.
oh,
Hey,
finger.
you know what? I would have sent you the exact same pictures today.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have. It would have been
Yeah,
identical.
so last week we ended up going to 918 Maple and we had too many margaritas.
Ah.
I made snow by that day, though.
So yeah, I opened my mouth.
Pink scene.
Someone sent me the TikTok video of this Mexican restaurant in East Buck 2. And I'm like, oh man, we got to go check it out because we all like Mexican. And
We love that.
I set it all up. I start grading my track. One thing leads to another, and I'm getting mad. And I sent him a text with me inside the grader. I said, I ain't going to make it.
Yeah.
I would have sent you the same text today.
I texted him.
I,
and said,
I'm-
"Right now,
I
please
hate my
go."
track right now. Absolutely hate it. It's been super rough and
That's the
wet.
weather. It's the weather. Right?
It's just not bonding right. I just graded it all down. I got down to like the old dirt, like old school dirt. I sent a picture to Mike Ross. I'm like, hey man, is there gold in this dirt or what? Because like, what is it? It's a totally different color. He's like, holy crap. He's like, you're grading way too much.
Accordions.
That's not even the spur.
not the Suburban. That's just
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen
Anyway.
playing Mexican.
I've been working hard on my track. It might be a pile of shit for a month or so, but I'll get it fixed.
Oh, see, here's Cody. Wow, I didn't get an invite.
See? I feel the
Cody,
love.
you're always invited.
I feel the
I
love.
love you. I'm sorry about your first semester of college. It's my fault.
Hey, Cody lives 18 blocks from me.
Well, I don't.
If you want to help out Jayden Clay, please hit us up. You can DM us at the Lumber Lounge and Garage, or you can hit up Jayden Clay on his socials, or just get with us and we get you his phone number. Ladies, slide. Yeah.
And we're
Ladies
gonna get
single.
him. We're gonna get him hooked up with Dirt Crowd.
Mango. Yeah, with Dirt Crowd too.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sounds like
Great
a
idea.
great idea, actually.
Yeah. Now we got Wes.
Yes, sir.
I have so many questions for you,
I got a lot of things to talk. I could talk about a lot of things, so
bro. Hey,
pick your best ones.
So we sat at Tanner Thorson's shop for 2.5 hours one night. The iPad died. We didn't even know it.
Yeah, we just kept on talking.
We just kept on going. So we can talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, obviously you work for the World of Outlaws, but you have a page called Living Like Outlaws.
Mm-hmm.
But where are you from? Like, you just told us you went to Australia and raced a midget or speed car.
I've done all kinds of
But
stuff. Yeah.
where are you from? Like, what part of the country? Because
Well-
you don't have an accent, so you're
No.
not from Australia.
No, and you don't know me, and yeah, I get that. And Shane and I know each other for several years, not that long, but no, I come from a racing family. Dad raced, uncles raced, my brother raced. He passed away at the age of 30. He was a good driver. We raced up in Pennsylvania. Okay, so he ran at Silver Spring Speedway,
Okay.
one of the best tracks ever.
Yeah.
Way before its time, they had a class called the Super Sportsman, 70, 80 cars every night.
Yeah.
Just crazy. And so
See Cody.
I come from that background. So, but I have a little bit of everything. I was always kind of like, not the black sheep. Well, yeah, maybe the black sheep. And so I live in Florida. I spent a lot of my life in Florida, over half of my life in Florida. I race jet skis professionally. I've always had some kind of media type page. I've always done stuff like that. So it was a no-brainer to start when I got the job with the Outlaws. It's like, man, these guys are going to give me the biggest stage to work off of.
Yeah.
And I took advantage of it. So, but we want to turn it into something that helps the fans and, and the team. So, I come from a racing family, and I've raced sprint cars. I raced in Pennsylvania a lot. So, when you say Susquehanna, actually, when I quit racing, the first year Scott Gobrecht bought that deal, I worked for him for a year. And so I helped watch that place go from like pretty shabby to
It's amazing now.
a diamond in the rough.
It's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
But it's cool to go there every year. We race there now, and I'm glad that we have an Outlaw show there. But it's just cool to go there and see that, look at it and say, man, I have my hands in that,
Yeah.
So I've had my hands in a little bit of everything with racing, and the page just come about because I like doing stuff like that. I've always wanted to do stuff for Dirt Vision, but they don't seem to want to use me for anything, so that's fine. I just do my own thing, and
Well, you look better than everybody that's at Dirt Vision. The mohawk. The everything,
we're
like-
outlaws, man. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like everything about you screams outlaw.
Let's have fun,
Like,
yeah.
And like that's what it's supposed to be because originally, and I'm just my dad was at the very first outlaw race. He raced at the very first outlaw race at Devil's Bowl.
Sweet.
And it was you go where they you just race.
Yeah.
You know? And like that's the true term of an outlaw, and I think you epitomize that.
Well, and I appreciate that. I think it's took them a little bit, but it's like any corporate company. It takes you a while to get I don't know. I shouldn't say the word respected. Maybe
Established.
and they realize your value maybe a little bit, and they're like, oh, you know what? He's been here a while, so maybe he's going to stick around. So maybe that's part of it too.
Yeah.
And some trust has been thrown in my lap recently, and we're doing some fun stuff in the midways now, and I'm trying to make some changes for them, and they kind of gave me the green light to just have fun with it. But
Well, we're in the entertainment business.
yeah, exactly.
So
That's
whether,
all. That's all it is.
Well,
whether we
and,
want to look at it one way or another, we're in the entertainment business.
and not only that, now we have competition,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with competition, but now we have it.
Right.
So when you have competition, or you're doing you have a barber shop, and there's a barber shop 2 blocks down, you want to be a better barber shop. So that's my job. I feel to like make it better for the fans, maybe make it a little more approachable on the other side of the fence. The product on the inside of the fence speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But the product on the outside of the fence, you can always make that better. So
Yeah.
I've kind of taken it upon myself to do that a little bit for the Outlaws. As far as my page, that just, like I said, I was like, wow, if I start a media deal here and I'll make it about my life on the road, and, I'm probably going to get a lot of likes because I work for the Outlaws.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I did. So then I took it a step further and I started helping other people. And I'm like, if I'm going to have a big stage to perform off of, why not help others? So I started a youth program. We now have 17 kids that we represent, and it's like a marketing trade-out kind of thing. They do videos for me on a weekly basis during racing season and a bi-weekly basis on the off season. And I got some great kids, and we did some out across the time frame, and I got help now. One of the kids' mothers helps me, Jessica, and that made it a hell of a lot better this year. Now I can go out and do more for the kids, but so they send us videos, we put them up. We're trying to make them look like rock stars, get them more views, and that's it. Like you, man, you want them to be seen and heard, because I still think social media is pretty important in racing.
It's everything.
And it's
I was just going to make that comment. It wasn't that way when I
And
raced. It wasn't.
I mean, you can't walk into a shop, a store, whatever anymore and say, "Hey, will you sponsor my car?"
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
Right.
They want something they want an ROI on it. They want a return on something. So, I think social media, and we started this little thing, and I'm telling you, man, it's turned into something. I ask people for a $100 donation a month, and we'll tag you 80 plus times in the kids' videos. And then the kids get the money at the end of the month. We spin a wheel as long as they do their tasks. We give them the money. It's only $100, $200, whatever. But
goes a long way.
that's tear-offs and stuff like that. I don't want to give them big money because I don't want them to rely on me for sponsorship. I want them to go get their own sponsorship. But these kids and families that start like GoFundMe's and stuff like that, it's just not the way to go.
No.
You're going to run out of money eventually. But with being on a big stage, I was like, why not? Let's help some kids out. So that's turned into something pretty big for me, and I'm pretty proud of that, to help these kids out. Because, let's face it, we all of us sitting in here, you're young, you still, but you're not as old as us, but, we all grew up at racetracks.
Right.
And what it's given to us and made our life what it is, you want to see that continue for others. So,
Oh, absolutely.
you know what I mean? Like, I want them to have the same. I believe racing probably kept me out of trouble. Some of it.
It got me in
Some of it,
trouble.
but
Yeah.
it probably got me
Yeah.
in some trouble, But, I feel like I'd love to know that. We'll never know that, but I like to know when I'm long gone, though, it's still going on, and I might have had a little part in helping it. So, that's what that's all about. Just have a page that's just for fun. And
I agree with the whole social media deal, because you don't know your reach, right?
Yeah.
You don't know who watches or anything. Not last week before, I went with my brother to Engler, and then we left Engler and we went to Kokomo to pick up our wings at Elite Wings. And I walk in there and I'm just kind of dilly-dallying around, and I just walk up to one of the guys working there, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I'm just watching him build this intersection, and it's like, "Hey, my name's Snow," and he goes, "Well, you're Snow?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Dude, I watch your show all the time with you and Shane." I'm like,
Cool.
"Holy crap!" He's like, "I'm friends with CJ out in Arizona," and I'm like, you just never know.
You never know.
Like you don't know who's watching.
That's right.
And I'm not near, me and Shane are not near as big as you're following, and we want to get there. And so,
I feel like it is hard to do that. It's hard to gain the numbers.
Yeah, but you worked at it.
But I have worked at it, but I also think who I work for probably helps that a little bit.
Well, you tag that name, and obviously you're going to get some more followers.
It's the whole concept behind the page is just seeing life on the road through my eyes. Watching me get fat and drink beer and eat food, to like seeing, national, monuments, to parks, to things you probably don't want to mention. Just seeing cool stuff. You can see it through my eyes.
Polls.
Yeah. I try not to make it about me, but sometimes it might come off that way. But I try to just make it about me seeing what you could see. And I would really like to think that people checked off a racetrack off their bucket list because of me.
Right.
That's another thing that's
Yeah.
important to me. You know,
Yeah.
like I'll tell them about all the restaurants around the track. Where's a good place to eat? This is really cool. And people will say, I didn't know you could do that there, or I didn't know you could camp there, or do this there.
Yeah.
If you show them, it's like a little tour, really.
Yeah.
So the whole what I kind of link social media to is like the reality TV craze,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right,
Like it's what someone can do but doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So they watch people like you. They may never do it, but they're watching you. They're living through you. And then you have the people that are watching you to say, okay, when I go there, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
So it's like a twofold deal, right?
Sure.
Because reality TV changed the game for everything, because everybody wanted to see what everybody else did and what they do.
Yeah.
And, oh, I can go do that?
Well, and that's, you know, like with my youth program, that's one of the important things I tell these kids. I'm like, listen, you're on here every week. You're starting to become a household face to those people. Like, those people want to know your story now.
Yeah.
And they don't want to miss the episode.
Yep.
Right.
So that 30-second video or minute video that you do for me, they're tuning in next time you do it because they want to know what Addison Rogers doing. They want to know what McKenna Morgan's doing, you know. And I've kept it pretty, you know, these kids they come from all walks of life. They all demographics are different. You know, they run different dirt cars. I even got 2 kids in England. Now I do a little something different with them because they run on asphalt, but you won't see as many videos from them, but I'm trying to start something over there to kind of like introduce them to us and us to them. And we're working on trying to get him over here to race some cars, and we think that'd be pretty cool. But you know, these kids are all different ages. I have like half of them are girls, half of them boys, and I think every one of them that I have right now, probably a good 70% of them will probably remain racing in some way or shape. And some of them might not, but I pick kids that I think really want it, like yourself, you know, and try to help them a little more. Do I have people waiting on the line? Holy crap, dude. I probably get 3 messages a day. Hey, I'd like to get my kid on your program. I'm like, well, it's not what you think it is, you know, like where I have hundreds and hundreds of kids on it. It's just, it's definitely something different. And, but we want to take care of the ones we have on there, so.
Hey, we can't talk about ASCS anymore.
We can.
Whatever we were getting ready to talk about ASCS, we can't talk about that anymore.
We can't tell them anything about what we did to that truck out there either.
No. No. We just stuck some subwoofers in the back. That's fine.
Well, I commend you for what you're doing. Like
Absolutely,
I said, I follow
that's good.
you.
Yep.
Um,
I've been watching for a long time.
and honestly, like my idea about like the whole hat deal, and because I have a lot of kids that really like the brand.
Yeah.
You can ask Shane. There's a bunch of kids that wear the Lumber Lounge out at Port City.
There is a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There is a
We'll
lot.
turn into something for you.
And you know, Cash Lacombe, like literally, he came to Port one time and he said, "Snow, are you around? Like I left my shirt at home. Like it was his lucky shirt."
Yeah.
I was like, I got you, bro. I'll bring you one.
It's funny how us racing people have some kind of ritual or some
Yeah.
kind of lucky thing,
Oh, yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I got these girls. We got them Fast Girls Apparel. Denise Magnini. You
Yeah.
ever hear of them?
Yeah, so they sponsor Nicole Potter.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
I met them
yeah,
at the Chili Bowl this year.
Yeah, that's right.
I met them at
Yeah.
the Chili Bowl this year.
They
Yeah.
picked
Super
her out.
nice. I
Yeah.
actually shot their shirts for them at the Chili Bowl in the,
Nice.
out of the
Yeah.
t-shirt cannon. Yep.
Well, they now are part of my program with the girls anyway. So
That's awesome.
the girls have all kinds of opportunities to, you know, sell their product, get some discounts, and maybe get some more gear. It's turned into, you know, she's giving my girls free gear, but they love it. You know,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
they're getting to wear that stuff at tracks. It's a scratch my back, scratch your back, and
It's
that's
all
what it's about.
networking, Right?
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
all
yeah.
it's all like, how do we get our name out there the most?
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's great. It's really good.
We do have a couple questions.
Oh sweet, I like questions.
We have a random question. What Woo driver would you like to see attempt the Indy 500?
Who's the question to?
To
All-
to
All of us probably.
Yeah, all of us.
Which one? Huh? The North Pole Nightmare.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Sheldon.
Yeah,
That's-
Sheldon would
that was
probably
gonna
be
be
the
my
guy.
pick.
To,
Like I think Sheldon
Yeah.
has the biggest cojones. So he,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
not that they don't have big cojones. Like They all
I
get
think
up on
Sheldon would be
things,
the
you know.
perfect person like Kyle.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm going 230. What the heck's this? I can't remember what this lever right here does.
Yeah, I could see him being
Yeah.
the guy to pick.
Sheldon's the guy that will move his brake foot over to the accelerator to make sure he
Yeah.
doesn't lift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, I think Sheldon would be a great fit for
Yeah,
Andy.
probably so.
Yeah.
Actually, that was the only question. Sorry. The rest are just hi. Kyle, Wes, great job. Need that couch in my garage.
We could have sold this
We-
thing for
oh my
like
God.
10 grand, I think.
Yeah, we could.
See, you could probably auction it off. It's
Oh,
been
yeah. Once it gets some good.
But you
stains
can't
on
replace
it.
it. That's the problem.
It's spent some time in Tanner's shop, so it's probably tuned up.
God, don't say that.
Because of Britain.
Oh yeah, Brent doesn't give a flying.
I'm glad I'm wearing pants.
Sean Rahal said, "Can't wait to see you guys, the homies in April." Brian Prater said, "Nader Prater here."
Okay.
What's up, Brian?
Okay.
How you doing, man?
Hater tater.
Old Toby from Hoagie's Garage. Shout out to Hoagie's
Yes. Yep.
Garage.
Absolutely. They're always
Said he
good
just
drinks.
got done feeding Jody Rosenboom's crew. That's you just spent a shit ton of money on food.
Dude, Jody's midgets, man, they ran really well at Port City. Dude, Frank.
They ripped the chili bowl, man.
Yeah.
They ripped
Dude,
the chili bowl.
Frank was rolling Saturday, and I can't remember what happened. He told me, but I'm like, holy crap, Frank's gonna win this damn midget race.
Yeah.
Like he was cruising around the top.
Well, and he not
Dude, the
only
double
did he have
file
Frank,
restarts
didn't he have
are
Jonathan Beeson, too?
game changers. Like, I mean, game changers. And they were, when they introduced them with the Outlaws, it was the same. Like, you know, you would have like a caution, and you felt like you were just so good. You had a great rhythm, and the caution would come out, and you would get lined up on the outside, and you're like, oh my God, I'm screwed. Right? And then you learn like, I can't have that mentality. Like, I got to try to get to the bottom as quick as I can, or I got to figure out if I'm going to lose a spot, try not to lose two. Because there was races that I should have won, and I didn't. I was like 8th.
Well, so that's the
'Cause I had a bad
question.
restart.
How many rows are you willing to sacrifice to get to the lane of your choice?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
if
they've
there's
been,
4 cars plugged in front of you that chose the bottom, you're committed. You
Yeah.
gotta go.
yeah,
Depends upon the driver.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jaden.
And I had a hard time
Kayla
of
says hi.
even getting my car pointed
Crazy
the right
to see
way.
you on Facebook
Like
Live.
Larson
How's
was one of the
racing going?
like.
Good.
Kayla Gonzalez. I don't know, but she's are those a few midgets in the back? Tell my boy Wes I said what's up. Danielle Langford.
Oh yeah, just stay with Daniel Langford. See, that's a
Daniel. Sorry,
Daniel,
I said
yeah,
Danielle.
that's
Sorry,
okay.
Daniel, don't beat my ass.
you know,
You-
just to throw that out there. Just like.
Sorry, Danielle. I mean,
there
Daniel.
wasn't another L.
Here, you want my readers?
That's awesome.
But
I
just
hope I
like
don't know where he lives.
he's on his way.
I heard he's got 10 gun saves.
Just like Shane, he's another one that, like, you know, when we're in Lawton, he takes care of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he's that close?
Oh, he's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Oklahoma guy. Yeah.
So, you know, he had a 50 amp ready for me, a truck to use.
Yeah, that's
you know,
awesome.
without people like that, you know, it doesn't make my world gets a little easier when I have help like that, because people don't understand how hard it is to do laundry, get haircuts, and to keep up with this haircut, I got to be in a barbershop every 3 weeks, you know. But so
I will say this: Lawton is like the longest drive ever in the state of Oklahoma to me.
Yeah.
From here,
yeah, probably.
I feel like
you
Meeker
feel
is
like
the
it's
same.
so close, but you just keep driving.
Meeker is the same.
because there's
Half
nothing.
this is a lot.
There's
I'm
nothing.
just saying, you get off the highway and you're like, Dad, God.
I agree.
You're like, God damn, I got another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, so my friend Michael Johnson, he brought up a good point.
You sure that's his name?
Michelle Johnson.
It's
Is it
Michael.
Michelle or
Lives in my
Michael?
neighborhood.
Is
He's
it
really
Michelle?
Is it
big,
Michaela?
and he
Or
will-
Miguel?
I promise you, I take his son to school every morning. He will just do like this, Hulk fist me and crush me.
Yeah.
Okay. It is Michael.
Making sure.
But he said, "How is Johnny Gibson doing?" For those of you that don't know, Johnny Gibson it was 2,300
It was crazy number.
Yeah, he never misses it.
races.
When he made that post, I'm like, oh man, he must not really be going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be like almost death.
Yeah.
You know?
He did make a post and say that he had AFib.
Yes.
So so that like reduced all speculation on what happened. So I don't know how he's doing. I know he's out of the hospital.
I feel like he's doing well.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
He's just gonna have to follow the orders, doctor's orders, and
He said a little less caffeine.
a little less because that guy there, he don't sleep, man. Just during the day,
Yeah.
I mean,
but he's up a lot. So like he probably just his coffee intake's probably insane.
to me, he's like the gypsy's gypsy, right? Like he's always been on the road, like his whole life, right?
I mean,
like,
he's one of the longest
that's
ones
all
out
he's
there.
ever
Yeah.
done is just be on the road. And
Yeah.
I mean, like I remember one time we're sitting outside of 3 and 4 at Knoxville, and he's sitting there and he's playing his guitar, singing songs, and I'm like, this is the guy that we.
When I was
listen
on the
to
road,
every
he had
single
bands.
night, right? Like,
He always had bands. You know, he'd get a
When he first
band.
started, yeah.
So shout out to Johnny Gibson. Well wishes. Hope he gets better. He did say in that post, "I'll see you at Arrowhead Speedway."
Yeah,
so,
he was coming. He's coming. Yeah.
So hopefully we can make it for the Jason Johnson Classic. I really hope that happens. Man, Arrowhead's such a racy place.
It is. It's a great place. Great track. Great size.
You know, it's funny though. We've gotten so many races in, that's not normal for us. Mm-hmm. You know, I was like, holy crap, this is crazy. So we were bound to look at weather here soon, and I think it's caught us. So hopefully things turn around and it goes our favor. But
It will.
You can't do nothing about Mother Nature, and that's just part of it.
She's a woman.
It's silly to
Especially around this part of the world.
silly like when people get all pissed off about it. And,
It was 80 one day and 30 the next.
Kings Royal or Knoxville Nationals? What is better to watch, and which one would you like to win? Well, he's won the Kings Royal, so. But I bet he wishes he won a Knoxville Nationals.
I would trade.
Oh, sorry. You would trade?
You would trade
Absolutely.
Oh,
the
man, but that
crown
crowd,
for
bro.
the natty.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a natty.
I'd trade too.
the Knoxville Nationals.
What
is
frustrates me the most with that race is I just had it in my hands a couple times.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out.
I was there.
Just was not.
Got to see it.
It never was my day.
Yeah.
That's what frustrates me the most.
Yeah.
I should have won it 2 or 3 times, honestly.
Yeah. All show with the same tire on it. That's the strategy.
Every time.
Every time.
Freaking Silva.
Stagger changes. Too.
Okay, so I got a question for you because I don't think I've ever asked you this. You've ran the Knoxville Nationals pre-pit stop era and pit stop era. Like, which do you prefer?
The it went really quick. Like holy shit, like white flags out, like, because our prelims were 25 laps, right? So like it was another 5 laps, I think.
Yeah.
But that's all you could go. Like we were pushing it to even go that far. The only thing I didn't agree with when they went to 50 is they allowed us to change tires.
Just
I
put
feel
fuel
like
in
it needs
go.
to be fuel. You know, if you want to change the shock, great, but leave your tires.
Yeah.
It would probably not have. There was a few Knoxville Nationals where it made a huge difference because it took rubber.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it probably would have. In the Goodyear days, it would have made a freaking huge difference because by the time we were done with lap 27 or whatever it was, our tires were gone anyway, just because they just didn't last. If they'd have made us run that tire for 50 laps, dude, it would have been an unreal race because we'd have been all racing on ball tires.
Yeah.
And I still feel like, I mean, it wouldn't. I honestly don't like. I think there was a handful of teams this last year that didn't change tires.
Yeah.
Silva didn't change tires.
Yeah.
If your
Somebody
car's
didn't
stuck,
change the tire that he got from the guy from 2 weeks ago on
Yeah.
the side of the trailer.
yeah. But I'm just saying, if your car's stuck and your driver's straight, like it doesn't tear up tires like it used to.
The story.
That's the only
story
thing
could
I
go
don't
on and
like
on and
about
on.
it.
Yeah.
I do like the 50 laps. Obviously, you can't go that long with fuel, so you got to make a fuel stop. But I just
Speaking
didn't
of
think.
fuel,
tires.
there was a fuel issue a couple weeks back, but that was in Vegas though. We don't want to talk about that. So
No. That was a big thing. That
it
was
was
a
a
big
huge thing. It was a huge thing.
Because the national teams were running out of fuel.
It's not the first time it's happened, man.
It's not the first
It's
time.
not.
Are
Actually,
they playing it that close, or are
the-
they just...
the Kings Roll I won, Donnie Schatz ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Right? And so we were, and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm done.
The
And then,
GC was too hot.
and then I passed Donnie. I'm like, oh, like, okay, how many laps we got left? Because you don't know.
Yeah.
Yellow come out. Yellow come out. Red come out. I'm like, oh my God. I just knew it was my race to win then
Yeah.
because I started way in the back.
Yeah.
And it
So-
rained. We were racing at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yes, that's right. I do remember
But
that.
I would not have won the race, I don't think, if Donnie
That's
wouldn't
right.
ran out of gas.
So my National Open experience.
But that happened. And then the red came out. We all filled up.
Yeah.
And you might
Johnny got
remember
screwed.
this. And you were there. National Open, 2005 or 6. Can't remember which actual year.
I wouldn't have been there.
Okay.
As a spectator, maybe.
So there was rain coming, and who was it that was leading? It was a PA Posse guy, and they were watching the radar the whole time, and you could hear his car, wings in the trunk. We're not even halfway through, barely. It's a 40 lap race, right? For
Right.
National Open.
Yeah.
And like we're barely getting to 20 laps. And like his wings in the trunk, which is not that crazy, but like you could hear him sputtering coming off a 2 going down the backstretch. And then there was the infamous yellow in turn 3 and 4. And supposedly the Beer Hill gang threw something out
Yeah,
on the track.
debris on the track. Yeah.
Debris on the track.
Yeah.
Oh, they threw something out.
Oh, I guarantee it. Because
Yeah.
nobody's seen anything, right?
Yeah.
And I forget who it was. I'll have to look back and see who it was. But he ended up winning the race because the yellow comes out, rain starts coming, done, over.
Yeah.
Hit halfway, he wins
Yeah.
the National Open,
Yeah.
gets 40 grand or whatever it was at that time.
Man, it
It's happened a lot. The fuel thing is always an issue, especially when the air's good and you're ripping around like they were at Vegas. I do feel like they need to make a bigger tank mandatory. Like, I feel like that needs to happen. If you want to fill them up, fine. If you don't, that's your prerogative.
Yeah,
So let's
right,
talk
A
tanks.
28-gallon tank or 29-gallon
cutting
tank
it.
needs to be gone,
Yeah, it's not good.
in my opinion.
Huh?
We only run a 33.
Yeah, and
So,
that's how I was.
Okay, so here's my thing. Like,
Always.
do we get any bigger, right? You guys probably don't know this, but the week before you guys went to Lawton, a non-wing car flipped.
Yeah.
And the tank flew out and hit somebody in the pits and broke his leg. He had to be medevaced.
Yep.
Okay? So we've heard the stories, the rumors, whatever it may be, about the whole 6 points of connection, whatever. So if we put the bigger tanks on them, do we got to have 8 points of connection? I mean, you know what I mean? Like because we're adding more fuel, right?
Well, the thing is, if there's a fuel cell coming at you from the sky, it don't matter if it's
I
29
don't know
gallons
how-
or
okay, so
33. It's going to hurt you.
I don't
Yeah.
know how the person didn't say
I think the rule of thumb needs to be parts need to be contained to the car. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like they it's no different than the IndyCar tire that got out and went into
Oh, I remember
into the
They bought that person a new car.
well, but I'm just saying, like, they have every tether that you can possibly
Yeah, everything's
imagine, and it
tethered.
still happens.
Yeah.
I feel like the Outlaws and all of them have done a good job at tethering their tires and stuff to the car. The tanks need to be the same. Yes. Is it
I mean,
dangerous
okay, so-
if you're flipping and then the tank's with you? But, dude, come on. Like,
So I feel like
you can't, as a track owner,
Okay.
you cannot have a gas tank fly in the stands.
No, I agree with that. I
So-
agree with that.
No, you cannot.
But so I feel like in my mind it's not so much a simple fix, but if we just had something that come off the top of the plate
Yeah.
to where the seatbelts mount, I think that would help a bunch, right? Like then you get your 6 points, right?
I don't know the process.
You got some.
I mean,
you guys
we got two
yeah,
tech guys
you got
here,
two
right?
guys
Like,
in here.
I think
like,
think
does it
there
rip
I
the
think
top of
there's
it out? I mean, I don't know, right?
I can tell you there's
Or just in the tank.
there's enough
I
smart
think if you
people in
just
our
put it
industry to
in,
come up
like,
with a
if
good
it's-
tether system.
I would think so.
I think the top plate might have to be mounted, but you still have to do something on the bottom.
So it's more on the bottom than on the top.
There's always going to be more weight in the bottom than there is at the top.
I agree with that.
So
Got a girlfriend.
you got to do both. Right?
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're flipping it probably doesn't really matter, huh? The weight's
No,
probably going everywhere. As you're racing, it's going to be more on the bottom, but when
I
you're
think
flipping,
the biggest thing we need to make sure of
It's
is
not.
like when a sprint car does flip, because it's gonna flip, that's just gonna happen, is keeping the fuel contained. Because that's the biggest problem, right? Like when a tail tank flies off, we got fuel going everywhere,
yeah.
and that's the issue. And I think and we've done so well at creating safety and
The screw-on caps have been a big game
oh,
changer.
huge.
The thing with our tanks, you still have to vent them, right? Or it doesn't work. So that's the hard part, is getting them vented the right way where they don't blow up. And like we put covers over our tanks in the heat of the summer because they'll just sit there and start swelling. Now, you got to keep them cool. I don't know the fix, but a bigger tank needs to happen.
Well, we
shouldn't
live,
have to
we
worry
live
about
in a
fuel
sport
stops.
that there's never going to be 100% fix,
No.
and then that it's not unfortunate, but like we choose our.
What size of tank did Pittman have on that night? It was a big tank.
Yeah, it was a big tank.
So, and he ran out. It wasn't.
28.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well,
I thought it was a big tank.
shame on Kreitzer.
Yeah, I just that shouldn't even be even a question. If I'm owning a car, it's a 33 gallon tank, like no question. Yeah, and we
I mean,
always
if you
filled them
don't
up.
run out,
We would fill ours up
If you
at
fill it
Chico.
up, you don't run out, right? Like,
That's right.
They're running 28 and I'm running a 33. My weight's already sitting lower in the heat race.
Yeah.
They're filling it up. I'm keeping my weight down here.
Yeah, there's.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, we would fill our tank up every night. It didn't matter if we were at Chico or Calistoga. It was
I think the only time a fuel stick is needed for qualifying. After that, just put fuel in it. Like if you want, like you got to make weight either way, right? Like
Yeah.
we have so many different things that make the car lighter.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I had to take all the weight off for Jayden. I'm gonna be honest. I had to make sure, like, the fuel was at 2 gallon. I took all the lead off. I don't know.
I eat salads the rest of the week too. Besides one night.
Hey, Woody brought like $200 worth of barbecue that day.
Dude, Smokies. Shout out Smokies.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from barbecue. Maybe just one rib, and then salad.
I don't know, man. Like, it's like
Yeah.
sometimes your stature is your stature, right? Like there's
No,
not much
there's
can
you can't
change
do nothing about it.
Like,
I went in the doctor. So funny story. So Jen thinks it's going to be a good idea to go take a teaching job because Broken Arrow is like begging for teachers. She wasn't even a teacher. She was just in attendance. Like she did the attendance. And so anyway, she starts this deal, and she's like, "Oh man, I forgot. Lane's got his 5-year doctor's appointment." I'm like, "Okay, where do I got to go?" So we go to the doctor. And this crazy woman walks in the room, and she starts jibber-jabbering about this and that. And I'm only there because Lane can't hear. Like, his hearing's awful. She's like, we just weighed him and did his height, and he just needs to be a little bit healthier. I'm like, I'm his dad.
Yeah.
I'm 5'0".
Yeah.
Like, what are you expecting? I said, he eats nonstop. I said his feet hit the ground. He's 100 mile an hour until he goes to bed.
Yeah.
He's not going to be big. He's not. I said, I can't get him to eat vegetables. He's not going to eat vegetables. I'm like, what about his hearing? Like, that's what I'm concerned about. He's healthy.
Yeah.
Trust me, he's healthy.
yeah, can he hear?
Oh, man, I was so mad. I left that doctor's appointment. I told Jen, I'm like, we're not going back to her.
Well,
We need to find a new
I
doctor.
feel like they find everything wrong with you these days.
Ah.
Maybe just to make you spend some money. I
I
don't
was
know.
so
I'm pretty
disappointed.
fortunate.
I'm like,
Me and
she's
my
like,
wife-
I knew I shouldn't have sent you. I'm like,
Me and my wife are pretty fortunate. Our primary care for our kids are they're
yeah. As long as they're
she's
eating.
Dr. Keller, she's just like, yeah, that's fine, they're good.
Yeah, he's chicken nuggets and macaroni. Like, that's what he likes.
See,
He's a kid.
I promise you, like, both of our sons are on the same level.
Ugh.
Chicken nuggets, macaroni and cheese, ride your stay sick,
Yeah,
crash, go play baseball,
but he's always
hit your
outside,
sister.
right? Yeah, no, it's like he's always busy doing something. But anyway, that was a big eye opener. I'm like, man, I don't know who you think you are, but my kid's healthy. We need to fix his ears, which
yeah,
we
we
did.
got to be able to make sure he can hear.
Yeah, which we did. So it's good.
What's everybody's favorite track and why?
The hardest question ever, right?
Go ahead, Wes.
You can, as a driver, probably have a favorite one.
I have several.
I
but-
feel like for me, it's hard to say I have a favorite one because we go to so many, and I'm friends with every promoter now, every owner there is, and you don't want to say anything bad about anybody. You want to pick anybody. What I try to do when I'm at a track is just try to find each track we go to. There's something good about it, and I try to pick that out. So it's made me not have a favorite anymore.
Yep.
I have favorite
can
things
see
about the
that,
tracks, So, I mean, ambience-wise, you can't beat the Knoxville Nationals.
Right.
I mean, that's just going to be the granddaddy, and it's for some whatever reason, every year you go there, you think, well, I'm probably going to get over this eventually. You get tired of it, but you don't.
No.
Yeah.
You still get the goosebumps. You still like.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite event, I think.
Yeah.
Racing wise, we ran it. I think Shane was still out with us. We ran at Fairbury.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We canceled and we came back, but
Yeah.
man,
That
that
was
race
exciting.
there put the hair on my neck up. So like, well, even though we only ran there once, I'd say that was probably my favorite race I've ever seen us run on. You know.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, but I don't really have a favorite track. You probably do, though.
Jaden, what's your favorite track?
In the micro, I'd probably say Port City. In the midget,
Good call.
it'd be like.
Sucking Shane's dick. Bro, unbelievable.
In the midget, I'd probably say Macon or Millbridge. It's probably
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Never been to Millwood. Jay?
Macon, I've never been to Macon, but I've seen videos of Macon. Looks exciting.
Cool.
Oh, I don't know. I like Eldora, Knoxville. I like Peebly. Peebly's always been a fun track.
He really took over new ownership.
Yes,
I did.
and he seems like a great guy. I met him at Volusia for Dirt Car Nationals, and
Yeah.
Ray brought him up and introduced me to him, and
No, I think he'll be good.
I think he'll be really, really good. He's done a lot already, man. Like he's done things I'm like, wow, that place really needed it. Not that Ray didn't take care of it.
Right.
Ray's in his goddamn 80s, and it's
Yeah.
like he don't have a lot of help. So, I mean, how many times did Ray fall down in the last 2 years and break something?
Right.
And the place is just kind of getting a little run down.
Yeah.
I think this guy's
That
going to come
happens.
in and. I mean, I hope you don't shoot his wad all at once. You know what I mean? That can happen too. But I'm looking forward to the racing there this year. I mean, that's always a good deal. The Ironman's exciting. I mean,
How do you feel about the Extreme Outlaw Series being a support class to the World of Outlaws?
I wish we'd do it more often.
Dude,
But
it is one of the best races. I don't care what crap what I'm doing. I always go watch the midgets race.
Yeah.
I didn't
Always.
even get to answer the question. You got to jump in there.
I asked him.
well, the fans
I
get.
still had to answer my favorite track.
What's the best track?
I don't care now. Nobody
I
cares.
do. I want to know your answer.
Two of my favorite tracks are closed now. So I-30 Speedway and I-80.
I-80 was always good for
They're
half
both,
mile.
they're both closed now.
Big
I know.
track. Yeah.
Eagle
outside of
down
that-
the road. Eagle's a great
Yeah,
track.
Eagle's a great track. Outside of that, Knoxville, grew up going there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I try to find the best in all of them.
Places
But
that he won. He's everywhere he won.
Of course.
Yeah, people.
I said Peebly. Yeah, Peebly's
Wasn't
good.
there a fight on the front stretch at Fairbury Outlaw Show?
well, I don't remember. There might have
No.
been, but I don't remember.
was there.
Kenny Bowers is like, oh, was that late models? Is that late models?
Oh yeah, the
It
late
might-
models run there all
No,
the
it
time.
probably was late mile. That's big late mile country.
Yeah, they had the Prairie.
Yeah.
Prairie
Dude, the
Dirt.
Prairie
Farm.
Dirt-
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
I wanna go to
That
that.
race is always
I just want to
crazy.
go to the bank afterwards and watch them like get the money from the bank.
Yeah,
That
that's
is-
awesome.
That is the coolest shit.
Well, that's a cool little town. Like when
It
you
is
roll-
a great town.
When you roll into there, everybody working the track is on the
It's
fair
like
board.
Knoxville.
The mayor
The
was
whole
on
town is around
The
the
mayor
whole
was
track.
on a tractor. Like we rolled in there, and I wasn't even parked. They had a golf cart there for me. Here's your golf cart. You can take it all over town. You need anything? My wife can bake you some pies. You know, it was like the 50s or something. You know, everybody, and you go down the street and everybody had their doors open and they're waving to you. Hey neighbor. I'm like, yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Little
So
strange,
tonight we
but
can go-
It's a great
Never mind.
town.
yeah, great town.
Jeremy Johansson said Shane falls down and breaks the track too.
I did. Asshole.
Where
I never broke a bone
shit.
racing. Not one. Until I own a track.
Chili Bowl is one of the baddest tracks I've ever been to. Some of the craziest races I've ever seen.
Chili Bowl?
That's hands down, yeah. Chili Bowl.
Yeah, you're always gonna have a good show there.
Always.
We had what can we call that this year? With the banners falling down, Bannergate or something. Bannergate.
Where the caution was for the
Bannergate?
leader that ripped the banner down.
Here we go. Here we go. Conspiracy theories.
And he was sideways.
Who shot JFK?
Hey, if
You're
your motor
freaking
comes
great.
out-
Actually, Trump released all that, so we
Yeah.
can talk about that later. Shout out to Hoagie's Bud from Hoagie's Garage. He's here too. So if you've never watched Hoagie's Garage or watched their podcast or listened to their podcast, please go follow them.
They do have a
man,
good
they
show.
have some great interviews and great
Yep.
shows.
I do.
So outside of the favorite track, I always like to ask, what's your favorite track for the food? Like who has the best food at their track?
I like those green chili burritos at Cedar Lake.
Okay.
Those things are pretty badass. Yeah.
See, I never ate track food.
Yeah.
I never
I
experienced
try not to,
that.
but you can see that didn't work. But
I was always racing, so. At where?
Plymouth, they got a steak sandwich.
Oh.
I'll have to try that out. Yeah, I mean, I've never been.
So Devil's Bowl used to have amazing burritos.
Yes, they did.
Like I did never eat
Lawton
food
does
at
too.
racetracks, but I would eat a burrito.
I think I had 4 at
Well,
Lawton.
Lawton has them.
Yeah.
Okay, so he inherited all that. Yeah.
Frito chili pie at I-30.
Frito chili pie out there.
Like, I mean, short track was always
Yeah.
at the end of October. It was always colder than shit.
Yeah.
Do the Frito chili pies, but it had to be from the pit concession.
It had to be that.
Oh, it was so good.
Back in Pennsylvania, Bricker's French fries used to be the
Yeah,
shit.
Bricker's,
They were pretty
yeah.
good. I don't think they're as good as they used to be, but one of them tracks, Williams Grove Pizza.
Yep. I've heard their
Whatever
pizza's
that
good.
is, that pizza's so good. Yeah.
I've heard their pizza's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now that I'm on that side of it, and
It's
then you
hard
start
to-
doing the cost, and you're like, I'm like, babe, we need better fries.
Maybe you ought to get some burritos.
She's like, well, let me tell you. Let me just show you the price in these fries. And I'm like, okay, our fries are good. They taste just fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, those fries are going to be like 4 times as much money. I'm good.
That's fine.
Port City chicken sandwich and Eldora hot cheese balls.
So, hot door cheese balls, I've had those.
Yeah, those
on
are
Rain
pretty-
Out, so they're good.
Their pizza burger at Eldora is pretty badass, too.
So we just got the chicken sandwich. Jen introduced that. It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I mean, the list could go on and on, I'm sure.
Bud from Hoagie says, besides Knoxville, where do you go and sell the most stuff? Is there certain places you just sell a ton of stuff? I don't know. Is that you? Or I mean,
That's probably for
'cause you
me.
work in
yeah.
the
yeah,
t-shirt trailer,
that's
too?
going to be for me. So
yeah.
Let me guess. I'm gonna put. You used to be out west, right? You used to sell a lot at Skagit.
Oh, Skagit was badass all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would think, people would think that Knoxville and Eldora is where we do, but we don't.
Yeah.
Because there's something about, like, people that go to Kings Royal, go to the Knoxville Nationals, there are diehard fans.
Drivers.
They're going after driver stuff
Yeah.
because you got 60 trailers there
Yeah.
of drivers. They spend X amount of dollars to be there for the week, camping, food, groceries, whatever the case may be. They might only have enough money for one shirt. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a driver. And sometimes drivers, will have a special shirt for those races. But so we don't do really well at those. And they've seen us already.
Yeah.
We're at those tracks enough where they've already seen us. They already bought the Outlaws stuff, so they're going to get a drivers. But it's the tracks that we were just at. We get our asses handed to us. Lawton, I was like, man, I thought I was going to collapse. So, Cannondale,
Yeah.
it's kind of new to us yet, so they're killing us. But it's a lot of the tracks in the spring that you only go to once or every 3 years.
Yeah, this part of the country is probably big for you, huh?
Yes,
Because they know
it
you're not
is.
coming back.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would say, to answer his question, yeah, probably the early spring tracks.
Yeah.
Or a track we've never been to for a long time or never been to before at all.
Right.
Is going to be our biggest seller.
Yeah.
Not the ones you would think.
Right.
Like the Williams Groves, the Pennsylvanias. First of all,
Yeah, because you're there all the time.
we're there all the time. They
Yeah.
support their kind of drivers out that way. They're pretty
Yeah.
hardcore on supporting their drivers. The Knoxville, the Eldora, the track Cedar Lakes, all those places that we go to all the time. Not that much, but it's still always the ones you wouldn't think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Slideways?
Oh, that's fun.
Slideways has a pretty cool bar there. Yeah.
Yeah, Slideways is a pretty cool little
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, I mean, everybody goes to Dingus, right?
Yeah.
But Slideways actually, they have a
If you don't
You
go
never been
to,
to Dingus?
if you,
That's like saying you never
They're
went to
always
class
working.
in college.
that's the funniest thing.
I'm sorry, the other way around.
The funniest thing about Knoxville, and I don't know if you've ever been to A&P downtown.
Yes.
Right,
I went
so-
there for the first time last year.
So you go to
That was
Dingus, and it's like, and then nothing against Dingus. I love AJ and I love Dingus, but you
A&P.
go in there, it's like,
It's on the square downtown.
it's pretty sketchy. It's
Yeah.
pretty,
Yeah.
it's nothing special,
Right.
but it's famous.
Right.
And you go downtown to A&P, you think you're in New York City and,
I've heard
in
it's
Manhattan or
super nice.
something. Yeah.
Who's the guy that has that? Because he has a bed and breakfast upstairs.
I think he had something to do with the track at
Yes,
one
he
time. I
does.
think he was a
He
GM
was-
at one time.
He
Oh,
was-
that was that's Stickle. Brian Stickle.
Stickle.
That's
Yes,
it.
yes. Brian Stickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice place.
Yeah,
Yes.
I heard it's
And I'm a big
Pizza's
bourbon guy on
good.
the rocks, and he's got it all in there. So
That's awesome.
So I spend my time 50-50 now. So
Yeah.
I walked from A&P to Dingus.
that's a little bit of a walk. That's why we all have scooters in our
Hey,
trailers.
I learned that you don't do that in Knoxville. I went to jail there.
Yeah, they don't jack around that week.
Who is he talking to?
He's talking to people on the phone.
That's Bobby.
Oh, I still got a lot of
Ask
viewers on
Jayden
my
about
page.
Dingus. That's from your dad.
Oh, boy.
I've
You
never-
sign the wall? Sign the bathrooms?
I've never seen inside of it.
I have actually never have. I never have actually.
You really?
I don't think I have.
I
If
signed the
if I
wall.
I do
do
every
I
year,
don't
so my name's all over that place.
I signed the wall, but I look for it. But
Yeah, you
I don't even
can't
know if
find
there's a free spot anymore.
it. No, I'm pretty sure there's not.
I like all the ones that like talk shit or whatever, like, oh, such and such is gay. Yeah, no, he takes it up the ass. Or, you know, like,
Yeah,
why would you write that?
the thing about Dingus is funny. I watched.
Sign
was-
mine and the women.
That was last year.
Just playing like,
AJ's got a good thing going on there. You know what I mean? Doesn't have to spend a lot, but makes a lot.
Ugh.
And I see a
Dude,
guy.
gold mine.
I get a guy go in there and sit on a stool, and the goddamn thing collapsed out from underneath him the minute he sat on it, because that stool was so old and rusted and like just beat up. But that's what makes that place cool.
He's bought the whole square mile, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
he owns pretty much over to the railroad tracks.
he got all the camping back there.
But if
Yeah.
it wasn't for Alice,
She runs the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's got an Alice.
Yeah, everybody
the
does.
best part for me about Dingus is they'll let you run a tab the whole week.
Yes.
Oh, that's like being on a boat.
So if
Yeah.
I forget,
That's screwed up.
Yeah.
Dude, that's no bueno.
the problem is when you go in there on Saturday
Yeah,
as a
it's pretty-
Nationals and you're like, oh, how much do I owe you?
Exactly. That's what I mean. That's like the boat. You go to check out and you're like, oh man, you can't get off the boat until you give me $3,000.
She wasn't even like
You owe me $3,000.
COD, bro. I was COD on the E-Spirit.
I'm like, how about my kids? Can you take my kids?
Right?
$1,500 apiece.
I
Dude,
went
there's
there.
no way you could run a tab at Dingus all week.
I did. I went there. So
That's
me-
not very smart, Snow.
Okay, so listen. So me and Tony had a competition one year to see who could like basically kind of like get like whoever's tab was the smallest won. Okay, for the whole week.
So then you have your buddies go buy your drinks.
Well, that or like, hey, hey, because you know how it is.
Yeah.
As a driver, like, oh, shit, you need a beer, you need this, right. Well, Tony thought he could win because he was a driver. I fucking beat him.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I
That's
fucking
good.
beat him. My tab was $8.30.
For the week?
I've been very
And but let me
fortunate
tell you,
to,
I was pretty
Yeah.
trash
to
every
drink
night.
for free, pretty much.
7 and 7s at Old Dingus are pretty nice.
You know, the cool Tino Foundry sponsored my Dingus trip one year.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
You know, the cool thing, I have a friend of mine coming in this year from Florida. We call it the Hell Ride. So we leave Peewee Saturday night.
Oh, I agree.
It's
Yeah.
oh, that's rough.
Done that.
Especially if
Done
you
that
run
a
a
few
cab.
times.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Sucks.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Sun's coming up. You're like, oh,
because there's a race Sunday.
Yep.
So we got to get in.
Well, it's 2.5 hours to leave people.
dude, Peevely's one of the worst tracks to get out of. One of the worst
I heard that
tracks.
they have a different exit now.
No.
There's two.
No.
Well,
There's a low bridge.
It don't matter.
There's a low bridge.
Trying to use it for the first time this year.
Yeah, they are.
Went around the back of that.
They are.
Yeah, they're right around that pond back there.
Yeah.
It was a construction entrance or something?
Yeah.
Around the back of that pond.
I got a great story about.
But the crazy thing is, when we get to Knoxville, Wes and I, and usually Gary, 7:30 in the morning, those people were waiting for us to make that turn on the main street. Right?
Yeah.
They're already in their lawn chairs,
Yeah.
camper packed,
Yep.
looking between 7 and 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
We always make that turn, and those people are ready to rock.
That's all.
That's what that's what I was talking about. That place still gives you goosebumps
It
no matter
does.
how many times you go there.
I
Yeah.
agree.
For the fans as well.
I agree. I had a moment last year with my son, which Shane is obviously he's had these moments because he's had his kids when he was racing. But I took my son to Knoxville for the first time last summer, and I went the way that my parents always went. So backstory about me and my dad raced weekly at Knoxville back in the 80s. So I went to Knoxville every Saturday, right?
Nice.
And so we lived in Kansas City, and we'd go up 35, and we'd take 34 across and go through Sheridan and come up 14. And we would stop in Sheridan and play at that park right there. When I was a kid, that's what we always did. And the first time I went there with my son, I went that same way. I'm like, I'm going the same way that my parents went, you know.
That's cool.
And man, I got kind of choked up going past that
Yeah,
that
playground.
park.
Like,
Heck yeah.
and like my son's like, Daddy, why are you crying? I'm like, shut up, little bitch.
I'm not crying.
Because this is a moment. Just
I'm
leave
not
me alone,
crying.
right? Like, and it's you go to Knoxville, like it don't matter when you go there. Like you're going to Knoxville.
Yeah, you're
You know
going to
what I mean?
Knoxville.
You're
Yeah.
going to Knoxville.
I mean, you as excited as you are to get there, you're just as excited to
ready to
leave.
leave. Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
I think
Yep.
by come Friday, you're like, okay, yeah, I've had it. Yeah.
It's like Vegas.
Especially if you
exactly.
go there for like the 360s and like do the whole
Yeah.
thing.
I don't know how people do that, but that's
Yeah.
So I used to just go for like the 360s and stay for like the Cappy or whatever, and then I would go home.
Yeah.
Because it's not as crowded. Like you get to a point where it's like you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
It's so crowded.
Yeah, on Nationals Week, you know, drivers and staff and anybody affiliated with the Outlaws, you stop seeing them come around Thursday.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
gets too full.
Yeah.
You can't even move.
It gets crowded.
Yeah, it
Friday
gets
and
real
Saturday,
crowded.
It gets crowded.
But it's so awesome we have that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Have you guys been to Chili Bowl?
I have a couple times. Yes, I haven't been in a while though.
How do you compare the crowds?
Uh,
Come Friday, Saturday. Like obviously, Chili Bowl races all week.
Yeah,
You know, Monday there's some seats.
It probably feels
Well,
like the same. Like you're in a
yeah.
building, right? Like so, you get 30,000 plus people at
I think
Knoxville.
the excitement,
Yeah.
the excitement's kind of there, like
Yeah.
it would be at Knoxville. Obviously, not the same event, but definitely excitement.
I think the hugest difference is you have literally people sitting outside where you don't have that at the Chili Bowl, right? Like he said, when I make that turn at 8:30 in the morning, there already got people sitting there, right?
They're
Like,
already on the corner.
yeah, like
Drinking.
You don't have that. Like you don't
Drinking.
have like campers in the parking lot, tents in people's front yards. You know, what I mean, you don't have that aspect just when it comes to the Chili Bowl. But I mean, both great races.
Yeah.
Just they both have their own appeal, right?
Yeah, and they're both they're both exciting events.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
they never lose their status.
Yep.
Like that Gateway's starting to get some momentum.
It
I
is.
see,
I want to
you know.
go. I want to go so
Yeah.
bad now.
Yeah, because they make it fun. They make
Yeah.
it look like it's a fun time.
Yeah.
Jordan Barbie was here.
It's
earlier
way
today.
more than just racing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's
Local
that's,
boy Jordan Barbie was here today picking up some gearboxes, and he runs a late model, and he had a good run last year, and it's just cool to see. You
It's
know?
just
The
luck
biggest
there.
problem with Gateway is that the atmosphere is inside the arena. It's not in the pit area. Like
Yeah.
when you're in the pits, it feels like a normal race.
Because
Right.
the pit area is down the street.
No,
it's kind of.
It's in
you
another
gotta come
building,
out.
right?
You got to put your blinker on in a taxi cab or drive out on the street. Oh, sorry. We've
Yeah.
been talking about them old taxi cabs that way. Changing the CDs going down the front stretch. Oh, excuse me, sir. I'm going to slide you. Huh.
Yeah, and some hey dudes.
Yeah. Oh, God. that was
What'd you say? Hey,
fun.
bros.
Hey Bros. Yeah, you go to
Hello,
Walmart
Bros.
there. Hey Bros. Yeah, Hey Bros at Walmart. Yeah. Mark Vanderheiden said last time he went to the Nationals, he was cheering on Shane Stewart and sitting with Jayden.
He was.
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
That was like,
A couple moons ago.
when was your last Nationals?
I was Bernie 2 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
which I shouldn't have been there, but I was.
You did okay, though.
No,
Oh,
He's like, no.
I did not make the A. I was
Cash
close,
McComb.
but I
was here.
missed
That's
the A. So I wasn't going to race for Bernie. I ran the million, and then Sunshine broke his back. Macri went in that car.
Yeah.
Macri
Oh,
was
that
supposed to
when
run
Macri got
Bernie's
fired
car.
From his own car.
And I'm like, Bernie, okay, I'll run the Knoxville Nationals for you.
Yeah. Huh. Football home.
Him and Doug. Yeah.
And I wasn't very good. I felt bad for Bernie. Made a lot of mistakes. But anyway.
Fun times.
Oh, my
Alf-
Peavy story. Let me tell you my Peavy
Oh,
story.
Peavy story.
That's a good one. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to cheat the system. I pull in. A bunch of campers park out like right when you pull into the property on the left-hand side. Whip in there. Get my motorhome backed up.
You put it in there, did you not? You didn't.
Oh, no. I backed her up. And Jen's like,
You sank.
no, I didn't sink. Oh, it was worse. She's like, you're going to drag. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And dude, I ripped. So I ripped the the fiberglass cover off the front of the motorhome that covers the generator.
Yeah.
Ripped it right off. And she's like, I told you were gonna drag, and I'm like, damn it. So anyway, I back in there. I mean, like I'm already looking like an idiot. So I back in there. I back like enough where cars can get in there. Dude, the front of my motorhome's like out there, right, and they're sitting in the grass. This poor boy saw me back in there. Camp's back there. He goes, hey, It's your lucky day. He said, I own a fiberglass shop.
Oh, wow.
I said, see, babe, it's working out for us. This dude takes this cover and molds this sucker back to where it's better than it came from Integra.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, this sucker was bulletproof. I could have ran over a deer and it wouldn't have broke it. He comes back. He's so happy. We bolt this sucker on the front of the motorhome. And I crash. I crashed after the race. And I can't remember who I was racing for at that time, but I had to help work on the car. And we get back to the motorhome, and Jen's like, oh, so this really worked out really good for us, didn't it? Like, all the cars were gone. All the traffic was gone. All that was pulling out was just the race rigs. Same thing. We had to drive pretty much all night to get to Knoxville.
Yeah,
The
it's
best
a
part
rough
about
ride.
the
So I
stories-
never even attempted to park down there anymore.
The best part about the stories with Shane and like hearing him and Jen's like go back and forth is like seeing it now, like because they live across the street from friends and we all hang out now, and it's just like this is so awesome to see this, like not just in a motorhome but like in real life on the street. Lane, Nixon, my kids, Becky and Eric's kids, and just the banter. It's just awesome.
Yeah, we had
Went from a
arguments.
traveling on the road all the time to now you're a suburban.
Dude, I live my life backwards. Totally.
Yeah.
I travel
Trey
the
Robb
world.
did that.
I travel the world now.
Trey
I gotta
Robb
work.
did that. He started off in sprint cars and went to micros. So, and now to RC cars, he even went further backwards. Yeah.
Each
You know Trey Robb.
I do.
Before we get going, because we've been doing this for almost 2 hours.
Is it still live?
We're still live. It's
Sweet.
still on. Still showing. We have to do a huge announcement.
We do.
So, for Chili Bowl, we always bring in some people to be sponsors, and they help us out for the whole week. But we were able to attain a sponsor for the year, leading into the Chili Bowl and beyond. And it's going to allow us to bring a better show to you guys that are watching, and to let us expand and be a better show for whoever wants to watch it. So I got to give a big shout out to Jason Tessier and JST Motorsports for coming on board and being that guy for us and being that sponsor. We do what we do with minimal things, but now we're going to be able to take it to another level and be able to have like the actual podcast side of it and just do more things. And so
It's exciting.
if it wasn't for JST Motorsports and Jason Tessier coming on board, they actually were our title sponsor for the Chili Bowl this last year. That was awesome. But spoke with him, and he wanted to come on board for the whole year. So that's, man, we couldn't do it without people like him,
Right.
to keep this show going, because it may look minimal, but it still does cost, right? With all the merch and everything that we bring to the table, for you guys to purchase, so that my kids can not eat ramen anymore. It's just a daily struggle. I have to buy the bags of cereal that aren't name brand over on the other side of the aisle.
Aldi.
Yeah, I mean, it's a struggle.
Do you shop at Aldi?
No, I don't.
should.
I do not.
All
Shopping's a real treat for us.
Dude, Aldi's.
You know what I'm saying? Just Shane, living on the road, how
No,
you don't
you
have
got
a vehicle.
minimal space.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you got minimal space in your
Yeah.
fridge, and
No, I get it.
you're riding a scooter or a Honda Ruckus with down to the local grocery store with bags hanging all over you. You can only get so much.
What's your go-to food on the road? Like if like you put it in your cabinets, like what's your go-to?
In mine,
Like if I got to make it in the microwave, what am I eating?
oh, in the microwave, oh, frozen pizza all day long.
Yeah.
What
It's just the
kind though?
shittiest shitty stuff.
Like Totino's?
Shittier than that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh, Tony's.
no, shittier than that.
Oh god.
Probably the Great Value.
But that's still not that bad.
You put your own stuff on it. It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
good.
actually like making it out on the grill.
So okay, Jason McDougal does that.
Yeah, you can make it really good.
He takes like pizza rolls and like pizzas and he cooks them on a black stuff.
When he raced one of my micros at Macon, he went and bought a charcoal grill and put pizza rolls on it.
Yeah.
They're just a lot
It probably
better.
tastes better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the only thing bad about the grill is you gotta flip them. I don't have time to flip them. That's why air fryer is money for me.
Especially
Yeah.
pizza. I don't
For the
really wanna
kiddos?
flip a pizza.
Right in the air fryer. Everything's
Chuck
air fried.
Wagon.
Yeah.
Chuck Wagon. Somebody said Chuck Wagon.
Chuck wagon.
That's what Chris Morgan said.
That's dog food, isn't it?
I don't know.
Chili?
Marv Thorson's watching. I think that's Tanner's dad.
Is it?
He said he clapped. I don't know what we did. Good. Thank you, Marv. Gil McLaughlin. Well deserved. Congratulations. Gil, obviously Brody, his son, he got a pretty predominant ride this year.
He did. And he's getting better.
Yep, getting better. I
getting
heard
better.
he took a tumble. Last week.
He might have crashed Saturday. Dude, listen, my days at the track are blurred. I don't even know.
That's
I
'cause
get
you got
people
a
to
bar,
yell
right?
at me after the
You go out there and you
race.
take a couple
Like,
shots. Like,
hey, do you remember what happened to my kid? And I'm like, I don't.
Can't wrap your head around it.
I'm sorry, but I don't. Dude, LeBron. What's going on, brother?
Angel Reese.
pretty much like my college days, but I was pretty good at intramurals. So we actually, Bobby back there putting in work, getting the 9U back rolling. That's from Alexa Lyon.
Yep.
So she's telling you to get your shit together because Cameron needs a fucking hot rod.
We'll be done.
So, Scott Hall, shout out Scott Hall. If you guys don't know who Scott Hall is, West Coast guy, cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his brother, they have Connected Clothing.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Yep. Tommy Hall. Yeah. Great people. So, Wes, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, man, it's
Jayden.
fun. Always fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for coming
thank you for having me.
and promoting too. Like you pumped the shit out of the show.
I tried, that's for
So,
sure.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to all my followers, get over here and give their page a like.
No,
you know, it's-
absolutely. And
you
all
know,
my followers, go give them.
do it.
Living
Let's-
like outlaws. I mean,
We're all the same. We're all
That's the whole
family. You
thing.
know,
Yeah,
we're all
for
about
sure.
racing.
Yeah.
We're all positive and
Yep.
want best for what we're living for here.
Right.
You know, the best part about what we do is we just, like, obviously you've seen it, like, we just keep talking. Like, we can sit here and talk for hours, right? Like, there's a certain part of what we talk about that we can't air.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
But it's so much fun, and I appreciate both of you being here. Shane, as always.
Yeah, nice
sir.
to meet you,
Me and
brother.
Shane,
Nice to
we
meet
by
you.
ourselves, have a good time.
Always.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much for coming and joining us on Tuesday night here at the Trifecta Motorsports Shop for the Lumber Lounge and Garage JST Motorsports Bench Racing shows. This show will be up on YouTube tomorrow or the next day, depending on, because we have regular jobs, right?
Yeah.
So it will be up.
And we
on
got
our
tornadoes
YouTube.
and
We got, we got naders coming.
yeah, we got naders
We got
coming.
naders coming. We got hail the size of
80-mile-an-hour
whatever.
winds,
Yeah.
grapefruit, hail.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So we have, because you can hear the wind in this shop, and I haven't heard a single.
I haven't
piece of
heard
wind yet.
anything
Yeah.
yet.
So
No, it missed us.
yep,
The first round.
the first round.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next week. I don't know where we'll be. Probably be at Bob's Turn 5.
Yep.
But we are. If everything works out, we'll have all the new equipment.
Awesome.
And good luck. Hopefully, you guys get to run the Jason Johnson
Yeah,
Classic
man,
this
we hope
weekend
so. We
at
hope so.
Arrowhead. Hopefully, you get to run the Spring Fling this weekend
Yeah.
at Port City Raceway. I am supposed to go to Enid this weekend for OCRS with Garth Kasner.
Yep.
Hopefully, that works out. Man, racing is racing, and we love what we do.
Yeah, it's full throttle now.
Support Jayden. If you want to reach out to him, please let us know. We'll get you in touch with him. We'll definitely get you in touch with Randall Rusher and get that going with Dirt Crowd. Wes, enjoy the rest of your season.
Yeah, it's just begun. It's just begun.
Man, it's
Yeah.
to this, yeah, right? So have fun. I'll keep watching you.
Thank you,
I
man.
know everybody else will. We'll be back next week again.
On
Don't know
Tuesday.
where. Tuesday. We'll probably be at Bob's Turn 5 next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be at Bob's Turn 5 next week out at Port City Raceway. Please go support your local tracks if they do race this weekend. Hopefully the rain doesn't get you. It is springtime. And we'll be back, and we'll have a good time the next time. We'll keep talking some shit. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, got a freshie. One of these days we'll get.
Cheers to 17-year-old kid.
One of these days we'll get Cordell on here.
He's 17.